時時を超え真空の地震が立ち上がる勇気を引き合わせる受け継ぐ愛を定めと呼ぶなら微笑む目で月の手を闇を欺いて切なを交わして刃すり抜け奴らの隙をつけ貫いた想いが未来を開く Like a burning stone 熱く Like a burning stone 血脈に刻まれた因縁に浮き上がる消えない誇りの絆握りしめて光さすのか灼熱の空へ魂がぶつかり合うため地へ悲しみに濡られた未来を救う Like a burning stone 燃やせ Like a burning star 炎を咲き風を立ちその先へ恐れずに何もためらわず進め流れの中共鳴する運命の波紋心に闇を欺いて切なを交わして刃すり抜け奴らの隙をつけ貫いた想いが未来を開く Like a burning stone 熱く Like a burning stone 血脈に刻まれた因縁に浮き上がる消えない誇りの絆握りしめて
Alright, y'all. What's good? What's going on, everyone? Riding the Phantoms here. We back. Back with some more gaming. Well, some more talking, my bad. Well, we are going to be talking about some game, but we back with another podcast episode of the Lightning Round podcast. We're on episode number 88. 88. It's only a matter of time until we end up getting to 100. But yeah, we're on episode 88. So hope y'all have been doing well. Hope y'all have been doing good. Taking care of one another, taking care of yourselves. Like I said, as always, don't be nasty to fellow people. Be nice to everyone. We back with another episode of this podcast. We have some things we definitely need to talk about and get out the way. And boy, oh boy, do we ever have a good chunk of things that's on our mind. You know what I mean? So, with that, is somebody pinging me? Because if not, I'm about to. No. I don't know what the hell is going on there. But I know what I am going to do. I'm going to put on that streamer mode right now. So, okay. Yeah, this is the podcast. The Lightning Round podcast. We've been doing 88 episodes of this so far. And of course, y'all know next week's going to be 89. But right now, we have a good chunk of things we got to discuss, we got to talk about today. So, let's get to it, okay? So as you can see here, with all this shit going on, we got silver to talk about. I don't usually talk Sonic like I used to, but seeing as this has been blowing up all over the place, I think it's only right that I cover it and I talk about it. And I mean, if it hasn't been obvious from before, when I talked about a Sonic game, the last one I talked about was the Sonic and Shadow Generations. And I said, where was Silver at? Where's his love? It turns out the community might be doing that job for me. Um, yeah, we have a lot of things to discuss. We need to talk about Silver. We're going to be talking about all this stuff here with gaming that's going on. We got to, everything that there is to talk about, we will talk about. Of course, we got to talk about, the football stuff going on here as well. We're going to be saving that for last because obviously it's the longest part of the podcast for us to discuss. So, with that being said, let's not waste any time, okay? Let's talk about what has been going on. What the hell has been going on when it goes to Silver? I mean, what sparked all this? What caused all this? So, for anyone that has been unaware, as of late, Silver the Hedgehog has been getting a ton, and I mean a ton, of fan art, a ton of love, a ton of shit going on his way. And if you're not a Sonic fan but you know who Silver is, you're probably wondering like, well, what's going on? I mean, the last we really hear of Silver, I mean, if you were really like not really as a Sonic fan, you're probably like, bro, the last we really heard of Silver was what, Sonic 06 and nobody liked him? Well, it turns out that happens to be a lot more false than you're led to believe. So Silver definitely has his fans going on, and my goodness, are they going on like crazy. So yeah. So let's see how all of this started. Okay, let me see if I could find where all this came about. Okay, here we go. So this is really how it all started. It all started with a simple dialogue between Silver and of course Sage, the previous game, that being Sonic Frontiers. The previous villain of the game. And it started with Silver saying, "There is no Eggman Empire in my timeline. This is your chance to change your ways and become a force for good." Sage's response was, "Your observation means I must work harder to ensure my father's vision becomes a reality." And then they have a second bit of dialogue here where if this is the reverse, say if you pick Silver first. I think the way our cross worlds work is depending on the rival you pick first. Yeah, I figured I'd be done with 2, but I did talk with I did talk when it went to Sonic and Shadow Generations, and I said I would like to see Silver get some love. I didn't think it'd be like this. So the way how Cross Worlds work is if you pick a certain character first, um, that character's dialogue will come second. So in this case, if you pick Sage first, this is what Silver would say. And if you pick Silver first, this is what Sage would say here, which is your presence implies my father will succeed if not opposed. He will be pleased by this. And then Silver's response was, don't use me to encourage that madman. I'll beat you today and prove just how hopeless your cause truly is. Literally just these, really it's this one, but these 2 sets of dialogue here from this game caused a wave of fucking fan art, fan-made games, animations just out of fucking thin air, just off of some dialogue. It is unbelievable for what I've been seeing. So, and it all sparked just as much more so when it went to Corn Arts here, when he has this little picture here of a little drawing here that he's done of Silver looking at, well, I guess the Egg Dome City thing that's been going on here. And as you can see, 13k retweets and 59k likes, and all it's done is just have this shit come up my timeline day in, day out, night in, night out for the past like 24 hours, and I don't think it's stopping right now. I think it'll probably stop in about a couple weeks or so, but the fact that this has been going on for about a full week is unbelievable. We have more of it here. These motherfuckers is coming up with concepts, talking about, oh, okay, what are the drawbacks with certain characters or certain shit. So you got this stuff here as drawbacks. You got this here with a comic going on. Like, and I gotta tell you, I'm a fan of Silver. I'm all for it. You know what I mean? The more content for the boy, the better. I got no comments. I got no complaints. I got nothing to say. Whatever it is that makes it work with y'all, go ahead and make that shit work. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, as far as I'm concerned, I'm just all for it. You got so much of this stuff here. Now, I'm not gonna show everything, but if y'all ever want to see more of the Silver fan arts that I've been posting on the Furry Arts channel and in the Discord, that's where you'll go. So as you can see, this shit has just been unbelievable. And the crazy thing is, I've always wanted a Silver game because I've always felt like, you know what, he was done unfairly. He was done unruly by what, of course, the devs were given. That being Sonic 06. I feel like, look, if you want to introduce a game, introduce a character, there's definitely a better way to do it. And I'm sure they probably did their own little way of, making Silver, a bit more better to the crowd. But the way how 06 was done put a permanent stain on this character's mark. And it's taken till comics, it's taken till fan art, it's taken all of this stuff now to finally, I guess, rebuild that image to make it seem like, oh, okay, this is what he could really do when you're given the opportunity. So, yeah, the way that I see it, I'm happy to see all this. And I hope at some point Sega is paying attention. I pray they're paying attention. Because I look at it this way. If you wanted to rectify the issue that was Sonic 06, because let's be honest, they haven't done anything close to that. Well, I'll be honest. Yeah, I'll take it back. Yeah, they haven't done anything close to that in a while. I mean, we practically got our Sonic Adventure 2 in Sonic X Shadow Generations, but I don't think we'll ever get another Sonic 06 again because of the permanent damage that game had did, not just to this character, but really for themselves. Like, they have I actually believe this entirely. they have PTSD coming from that game. So in turn, that means, oh, okay, when you look at Silver, now you look at Sonic 06. I really believe that's how they look at it now. I've been believed that for a while. But I think when you have shit like this going on, and hopefully if it comes to fruition, if people make a fan game about them, maybe then Sega's little mind will change. Be like, oh, okay, maybe it's time to run this back all over again. It's been 20 years, right? It's been 20 years since we released this game. It's time to make up for it. Okay, people waited long enough. They're not gonna wait till we die in order to get this. So, hopefully, I'm actually see if I can post that for a minute, because I don't think I did post that in the Discord, because that one's pretty cool. Yeah, hopefully we'll get our prayers answered. And this is my case, I'll get my prayers answered one way or another. But I'm very happy to see all this art, all this fan art stuff that's going on with Silver as of late, and I hope it keeps going. I hope it continues to be. I hope it's like a fucking virus where you sitting up there and you like, giving Sega no choice but to see all this. And it's like, oh goddamn, I guess these people really want something with Silver. But like, yes, it's just y'all are too fucking pussy to go out and do it. I mean, that's the most blunt way I can put it. I understand it. I understand Sega trying to be all PG in here, but look, that issue has long passed, and a lot of things happened since that game. When it goes to Silver, a lot of good things have happened since that game. So, hopefully we'll get that. All right. So next, I'm want to talk about some gaming. This in particular, which is very interesting. Okay. We got some gaming going on here in terms of. Hold on. I know I got it here. Are you serious? Do I not have it here? Okay. Well, we do have some gaming here. We got the Ghost of Yachty co-director Nate Fox. He says that only 10% of Sucker Punch Productions, only 10% of it will be really excited for a new Sly Cooper game to come out. And they said it's been a long time since Sly Cooper came out. Ain't that the truth? Because let me go and hit y'all with a little bit of trivia while I look up this other thing that they had to say. When was the last time a Sly Cooper game come out? And what console did it come out for? I'm going to let y'all go ahead and test your knowledge on Sly Cooper real quick if anyone remembers. When was the last time a Sly game came out? And what console did that game come out on? Because I need to look for this. I swear I thought I had it up here. And if y'all can't answer it by the time I find it, I'll go ahead and give it to y'all. But I remember exactly, well, almost exactly, when this one game came out. And it's crazy because it could have been something. It could have been better. It could have absolutely been better. It's either the mid-2000s or mid-90s, and it's probably on PlayStation and Nintendo console. Sly Cooper, Eagles? Try again. Sly Cooper. And it was not no Nintendo console. We can stop that right now. Yes, the same Sly Cooper that, I'm probably will go back and play. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm definitely going to go back and replay the Sly Cooper. I think which one I stopped at? 2? I think I stopped at 2 because I was getting tired of the backtracking. But I'll try to run that one back because I was tired of the backtracking from Sly 2. Because it felt like I was going through Metal Gear Solid all over again. And I really didn't feel like it. Okay. So, for anyone that don't know, this was the last time we had a Sly Cooper game. It came out in 2013. It was Sly 4 that came out. Came out in 2013, and it is a very forgettable Sly Cooper game for a ton of reasons. Right, you didn't even know they had the game because it wasn't good. It was not good. It was not good. It was absolutely not good. Like, I respect the route they were trying to go, but it was not good. So, this was the last Sly Cooper game we had, was 2013, and then after that, we had nothing. The game was practically just gone after that. You got that incorrect. Yeah, no crap, I got that incorrect because I didn't even know they had a game in 2013. You were so busy with Injustice 1. Oh, Christ. But yeah, yeah, Thieves in Time was, whew, it was pretty rough. It was very rough. But yeah, that's the last one we had, and since then, only thing people got going on for Sly Cooper is just going back to the PS2 games and then just playing them. They're stuck in. I wouldn't necessarily. Well, yeah, I wouldn't. I guess I would kind of say they're stuck in PS2 help, but then they're kind of not because, of course, you had the Sly collection as well. So there's that. But yeah, that's all. That's all they really had going for them. Now it's not just that. It's not just that they had. There was this little update as well. Nate Fox also said if Sucker Punch would be okay with another studio, he was asked if Sucker Punch would be okay with another studio remastering the Infamous series. He said that would be great. Well, now truth be told, okay? Truth be told, I never played Infamous before. Now, I think I have one or two of the Infamous games, but I never played Infamous before. I think the one I have, what was it? Last Light or some shit. I didn't get the first one, obviously because I didn't have a PS3. I didn't get the first one, and I don't have the second one. So maybe at some point I will play the Infamous series and I'll try to understand what made this game so special to everyone that remembers. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I got no problem wanting to play the Infamous games, seeing what they were about, why people like them. Now, I remember like seeing my cousin play a little bit of it, but that's as far as I remember. I don't know anything about the story. I don't know anything about what the fuck's going on. All I know is I remember having to see it before, and it did look cool, but I didn't have a PS3 at the time. I was solely on the Xbox 360, so I had no idea what the fuck was going on with it. But yeah, aside from that, I'm curious to see how the rest of this would go with Infamous. If we're gonna get a remastered of it, I'm all for it. Cause hey, look, this is stuck in PS3 hell. Okay, I felt like a game like this, if people loved it so much, it could have been gotten a remastered for the PS4 or PS5, but it never got it. Yet they had all that time. So yeah, give that to me so I can play it. Please and thank you. Give that to me. Alright, so more things to talk about when it goes to gaming. Let's talk about this when it goes to gaming, okay? And really, this could really work if you're a part of PC gaming. This could probably work if you're a console. I'll be honest, you might be shit out of luck here, but when it goes to PC gaming, you're able to relive a good chunk of the stuff that's going on. So, as you can see here, why am I on the Internet Archive? Who is this person? Why am I on all this? Well, this person here, Rohan Carr here, this is his name, Rohan Carr. So he has taken the liberty to sit up here and get as many of these classic games, or many of these games that are now inaccessible for PC. He has taken a good chunk of these games so far, and he has made it so that you can play them, on the PC whenever you're ready. So like say here, he got a couple of them right now. He got Sonic R right here. He has the Dead to Rights. He has Wipeout. He has Dead to Rights 1 and 2. He has the Simpsons, that old school Simpsons game, Hit and Run. He has Blur, True Crime, Streets of LA. I wonder, where the hell is True Crime Streets of New York? Where's that at? I know there was a second one. I remember there being a second one. I remember seeing it before. He has Test Drive Unlimited 1 and 2. He has the World Racing. He has a lot of racing games and stuff here. He has MX versus ATV Pure. Is that what this was? Or was it straight Pure? Okay. Oh, no. I'm thinking Untamed. I think for MX versus ATV. I remember that all too well. He has Driver San Francisco. A lot of racing games. The Punisher. If you remember that old school Punisher game that came out in 2005, he'll have that for you. Deadpool. Yeah, the same Deadpool that if you remember seeing on Wario at one point a couple months back. Yeah, it came back for a little bit on Amazon, and then after that it's just delisted all over again. He decided to be like, you know what? Let's go ahead and make it so that we'll just bring that back and make it accessible for everybody there. Area 51, I remember playing the demo for this on Jam Pack. X-Men Origins, Wolverine, Silent Hill. Oh god, Batman Vengeance is terrible. Please don't do that to yourself. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2. Now this one is interesting. Now apparently with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2, I'm pretty sure a couple of y'all probably knew, but even I didn't know at the time. How many people knew that both the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games had DLC? I'm curious how many people knew. Because I didn't know until I ended up looking it up. And sadly, when you do look it up, you won't be able to find it because they delisted said DLC. So I remember with the Ultimate Alliance 2, they had Black Panther as a part of the DLC. They had him there, and I think they had a couple others as DLCs. I don't know. I don't remember what the first one had, but I know this had some DLCs as well. So yeah, for Ultimate Alliance, if you ever want to replay and play it again, I'm thinking about replaying and playing it again. I think I have my Ultimate Alliance copy for 360, along with Forza Horizon. Along with Forza Motorsport. What is it, 2 or 3? I definitely don't mind having to play this again and have a bit of fun there. You have Ultimate Spider-Man here. Huh. I feel like I remember playing that at one point, the Ultimate Spider-Man. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Pac-Man World 2. I remember playing the first Pac-Man World on the PS... What was it? PS2? PS1? At some point, I remember playing it. Spec Ops The Line. I remember getting a lot of love. Wait, didn't I have Spec Ops The Line? Let me check and see. Give me a minute. Yeah, I actually have Spec Ops The Line. I didn't even know the game got delisted. Wow. Yeah, the game got delisted. I got lucky buying it when I did. Wow. Operation Flashpoint. I remember having Dragon Rising for my 360, but I never finished it. But yeah, as you can see, it's a lot of good classic games here. I just went through like half the collection. And of course, if whenever Omega comes here, he'll see all these Transformers games that are here. And of course Scarface, but yeah, you get my point. A lot of these games he's continuing to do, and if you ever were a classic gamer, you get to have the time of your life playing these games, and I'm all for it. You know what I mean? Have fun playing these classic games, enjoying while you got them. You know, they're part of your history. You know, that's why for me, like, history is like one of my favorite subjects when I went to school, because I always did love it for what it was. But the only thing I don't like was people trying to skew history with me. I mean, if it's in there, it's in there. Don't try to twist and turn it for me. But it's not just him. It's also one here called Abandonware Games, which same thing as this one. You're taking games that are no longer supported or no longer accessible, and you just make them playable. You know, I'm happy for these companies that do this. Like Need for Speed Shift is definitely on my list of racing games I want to try out, because I've always heard so many good things about Need for Speed Shift, but I never had the opportunity to really like try to play it. So I definitely can't wait to try to do that at one point, or at least play one of these rally games or some shit like that. But yeah, you're seeing it plain as day. You got a lot of good shit here, a lot of fun shit here, fun classic games here. That sadly that isn't supported anymore, but at least you're able to go ahead and take them, download them, and have some fun. So just that's just something I want to go ahead and showcase to y'all. Don't forget your history. It's always important. All right, so we have a little bit of sad news here to want to cover. So Haru Urara has passed away due to colic. I don't know what the fuck that is, but I'm willing to look it up. What is that? This is the horse, I'm assuming, right? What is that? Colic is an intense, prolonged, oh wow, intense, prolonged crying in an otherwise healthy infant, typically occurring at the same time each day and lasting for hours, often in the evening. Ouch. Wow. Oh wow. Okay, Jesus Christ. So I could see. Okay, that's a damn shame. So this horse died to one of those painful feelings. Rest in peace to the horse. We just experienced the loss of Grass Wonder, but these back-to-back passings really hit him hard. Rest in peace, Hardy brought so many joy in a short time. It was the horse being so popular. They said, "Fuck it, we'll just go ahead and I think this horse was in reference to a VTuber. So either way, it's a damn shame. Jesus. So yeah, rest in peace to the horse. Damn. But that is definitely one bit of bad news that we do have to give. So if you're a VTuber fan and you know all about the horse, then sadly this is one bit of news you didn't want to read or hear about. Moment of silence for the horse, man. More news when it went to Rohan here. So if you're a Battlefield fan like I am, September 11th through September 17th, Rohan is making these games playable. Making Battlefield 1942 plus Vietnam, Battlefield 2, Battlefield 2142, and Battlefield Bad Company 2. All going to be playable. If you have that itch that you want to scratch until Battlefield 6 comes out, you have the option of playing all 4 of these games, unless you're counting Battlefield Vietnam. Then in that case, that would be 5 as a means to, play them and have fun. You know what I mean? Play them and have some damn good fun. And it says here, how will Battlefield 2 work? Is that game multiplayer only? It has single player mode where you can just fight the bots, which, again, I ain't got no problem with that. I don't got no problem with that. I'm gonna have me some fun with Bad Company 2. Make no mistake. I had it before, but I'll gladly get it again. 2142 and Battlefield 2 I did have at one point, and I remember people having some multiplayer servers up for the game, but sadly it didn't go too well. Well, it didn't last that long, as much as we would have wanted it to. Okay, so I do want to talk about this with Has Been Hotel, but I almost forgot one more thing. We need to talk about this. Okay, Hollow Knight Silk Song, bro. Ain't no way I wasn't gonna go a full stream and not talk about this game. Ain't no fucking way. This being the game that crashed every single fucking store, every online gaming store that there is, it fucking crashed it. Steam crashed it. PlayStation crashed it. Microsoft probably crashed it. I don't know, because Microsoft is pretty hard to fucking crash. Because we look, if there's a lot of things I could shit on Microsoft for, but the one thing I won't is their security. It's pretty damn good. But my goodness, this game has completely taken the world by storm. And there's a meme I'm gonna find real quick that sums it up perfectly with this game. Let me find it real quick, because this won't take long. I made sure to fucking pin it. And once again, shout out Winter, because she not only sent me that link for that, she sent me a link for this YouTube thing to pay attention to. She sent the link for this too, the meme for this. And my goodness, this game is unbelievably just making AAA devs shit themselves. Sorry for the decades-long. Okay, let me go and read this first. Please buy our game for $1.99. We've spent the last 7 years carving the pores into Lucia's left ass cheek. Our employees missed the births of their own children, so the mud textures on crack dealers' 31 shoes look just right. Please give us $200. And then you got the devs of Silk Song being like, man, look, I'm sorry for making y'all wait this long, but here, take the here, bro. Like, we got this, just give us $20. That's it? Just $20? And the rest is fucking history for what this game has done. All I'm seeing people do is rightfully compare this game and say, this is the Dark Souls of Castlevania-esque games, and it has me fucking crying every time I think about it, because I saw a little bit of this game being played from Jerbear, who played it, and my god, is it giving people hell, but people are still having fun playing it, despite it giving people hell. Man, oh man, oh man. Now, I'm gonna say this one thing, okay? It's a good thing that Silk Song came out now. Okay, and I'm gonna find it real quick. But it's a good thing Silk Song came out now. Now, I'm gonna find the tweet that I said not too long ago. Yes, we will be talking about the Eagles in a bit. Here it is right here. It's a good thing Silk Song came out now. Especially considering when you had the Ghost of Yachty dev team celebrated when they found out that GTA 6 was delayed, as the two games would no longer have to compete at release. This is good for plenty of reasons, because look, if Silk Song would have came out the same year that GTA 6 would have come out, it would have been rushed to come out earlier. It would have to be rushed to come out earlier. That, or we'll be waiting a lot more longer than we usually would for the game to release. Because everyone and their mom, everyone and their mother, everyone and their grandmother, everyone and their brother, everyone and their dad, everyone and their sister, nephew, niece, don't matter. And I don't blame every dev for thinking like this, by the way. Because we know what's about to happen. The minute GTA 6 releases, every game that came out before it and every game that came out after it, you're not going to get any attention for at least the next 5-6 months if you're lucky. Probably even a year. So I understand what you're saying, Omega. Couldn't give two hot shits over GTA 6. Oh yeah, for sure. I get what you mean. But here's the deal. Unless GTA 6 flops, which we doubt, we heavily doubt. Unless this shit flops, you better be thanking your lucky fucking stars that this game got delayed. The Silk Song devs, which let's be honest, this is a phenomenal game, and we're happy to see people play this game and have the time of their life. Had GTA 6 dropped around this time, or had it dropped around October, November, we're not talking about we are not talking about Silk Song. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is facts considering what we know of Rockstar's reputation to be. They will overshadow and swallow these upcoming games whole if you come out around the same time as this game. Who the fuck wants to pay $100, something like that? Omega, you're talking to the people of the internet in 2025, where they will sit up there and spend $100 on skins, and they will spend $80 to $90 on deluxe editions and other shit. People will do that. I don't put anything past people anymore. I wanted to, but I can't. Especially when it goes to this kind of game. I expect people to spend $100 on GTA 6. I absolutely expect it. You mean the Gen Z crowd that eats up the live service AAA slot? Yes, they're going to do that with this game. There's no way around it. Look, I would love to be that kind of person and think that, the old school era fans, there's a lot of the old school era fans left. But I've long accepted, since we see how people act towards, these Call of Duty games, these sports games, these, shooters that play like Fortnite but don't play like Fortnite anymore, but instead they keep the same transactions and shit like that, the same microtransactions, shit like that. Literally, I'll be like this right here. I'll call it what it is right now. Literally, Fortnite shifted everything when it went to how devs should go about their business when it goes to these games. When it goes to how devs should run these games. Be like, nah, fuck a DLC. We don't need DLCs anymore. Let's just put out these microtransactions and people will eat it up and we'll do less work. I mean, you can't tell me I'm wrong. Literally, Fortnite and fucking, what was it? PUBG? They practically ruined how gaming should be operated by these devs. Whether it's a shooter game, whether it's a sports game, don't matter. It has completely fucked up the culture with how shit has gone. So the only thing these devs are doing, they're just going by for how it's going. And be like, oh, look, okay, these fans don't want DLCs anymore? Fine. We'll start giving out all these maps, but at a cost, we'll just start nickel and diming you with microtransactions now. And GTA obviously is no different. So that's why games like Silk Song rightfully deserves its praise. By the way, you want to know, and by the way, you know what? I'm going to play this video here because it's funny that these companies or these peoples, these devs are trashing Hollow Knight Silk Song. But I got something to say, particularly when it goes to these EA devs that will be trashing it. Okay. Okay. Go. There you go. Okay, I'm so sorry. So my whole mic just blew out for a second. But yeah, it just died for like a couple of seconds. But yeah, I had to unplug it and plug it back in. I don't know what the fuck happened there. But yeah, to basically what I was saying, I'll put it like this, Omega. I wish we were in the era of how gaming was back in 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013. I wish we were there. But I had long accepted where we were going to go around, what, 2016, 2017 with gaming. Like, I wish we were there. But sadly, those kind of games that came out when Fortnite and when PUBG came out, it shifted how developers should go about their business with these games now. Like, you rarely have DLCs anymore. You rarely have them. And you want to know why we rarely have them? Because, and I'm going to tell you why. This is real simple. The reason why we rarely have DLCs anymore when it goes to a lot of games is because imagine if the game you put out, if you're a dev, imagine the game you put out and it's not good, right? Say if it's not good, say if it's shitty. But then say, okay, we're going to have a DLC or we're going to have an update that's going to fix what issues you have. But you have to pay for that DLC to fix those issues, right? Destiny's a prime example of this. Because they used to come up with the whole... They're still doing this with the whole expansion and DLC thing, right? But say if people don't like it because you didn't really change anything. Instead, you just put out bullshit. So not only did they spend money to get access to said DLC, or in this case, said expansion, but they paid for something that clearly they weren't happy with. That's why games these days are not going to come out with DLCs anymore. Because they don't want to have it so that they don't want that kind of pressure anymore. Where they spend money on these DLCs only to find out, damn, bro, like, this what we got? I don't fucking like it. I'm not coming back to the series, or I'm not coming back to the game. There's that, and then there's also what... There's that, right? There's that. And then there's also, again, what Fortnite and PUBG did, where they had a lot more success just putting out these games and putting out this content with only so much as saying, oh, okay, this game is free. The only thing you gotta do is just spend these cosmetics. Alright, so before I get off track, I want to go ahead and play this vid that Winter happily linked us to show us what the hell's going on here.
Silk Song is a juggernaut and very much so represents what a lot of the gaming audience wants to see from these development studios. No, I don't mean 2D platforming Metroidvania. What I'm referring to is the fact that it respects its gaming audience, not necessarily just in pricing, but also the fact of what they created here. You know, obviously the immediate reactions we're seeing to Silk Song is that, oh my god, I can't believe how hard it is, but also the level of detail and the improvements that have been made. You just don't get this type of experience if, say, Electronic Arts was the publisher, because we all know what would have happened. Team Cherry would have turned into a 50 to 100 developer studio. This experience would have been released maybe 5 or so years ago, and this would have been a different type of beast. And Team Cherry, what they're enjoying right now is a creative muscle that a lot of this industry doesn't get to have. We don't see that in the AAA games industry. And it's one of those things that we used to see, maybe in the early 2000s when this gaming industry was still in its infancy. That's why when I see...
I'm going to hold on to that. He said early 2000s. Hold on to that comment.
Articles like this, it just it makes me happy of the future, because I do think these outliers, which is what some people are referring to games like Silksong as, and even Expedition 33, they represent the future in many different regards. Team Cherry hopes Silksong could be anyone's first Hollow Knight game, and one reason it took 7 years is they were comfortable not knowing what's going to happen. The really interesting things are the things you sort of discover along the way. And those really interesting things don't happen if Team Cherry expands or, totally alters themselves as a studio. They could have done all of that to make sure that this experience was out years ago, but they didn't do that. They stuck to the development team that they are. And we've seen other smaller indie darlings this last year. I brought it up a second ago, Expedition 33, promising that they're going to continue that into the future. They don't want to massively expand and ruin what they are and what worked. But very much so, Hollow Knight Silksong is enjoying one of the biggest launches ever for an indie title. It peaked at almost 600,000 players just the other day. Right now, even recording late at night, 300,000 players. This has been an absolute massive success for Team Cherry, and they're going to continue to do what they're doing for many years to come. But unfortunately, the takes about Silksong and Team Cherry have only continued, and it very much mirrors what happened a couple of years ago with Baldur's Gate 3, in which we saw a number of developers calling it an anomaly, saying it was Rockstar level nonsense for scope, when in reality, Baldur's Gate 3 specifically was just setting an old standard, something that this AAA games industry used to represent, but unfortunately, we're having to look to these AA and indie studios to get what this industry used to be known for. Now, I bring up that situation because it mirrors exactly what has been happening with Silksong this last week. In my last video, we talked extensively about how a lot of indie developers have been discussing Silksong in terms of how it priced itself and also its release timing, and also the fact that a lot of those developers were very unhappy with how Team Cherry approached all of this. Now, unfortunately, the hot take surrounding Silksong and what it represents has not slowed down, and we've actually heard from a number of voices in the AAA games industry which have shut down the possibility of this game representing anything. They think it is an outlier, and there's really no lessons to be learned, and it really is kind of insane in my opinion, and we're going to be going over that. Now, first off, we've seen a number of mainstream, outlets such as IGN running articles like this. Indie developers are worried Silksong's $20 price tag will make it harder to price their games, and again, just so many voices chiming in. Last video, we went over RJ of D-Cell Games saying Silksong honestly should cost $40, and I'm not even joking. And then, obviously, since then, a number of other developers in the indie space have agreed with it, saying it's pretty much on point. Another developer saying, I agree with this post, but you can also look at this from a slightly different angle. Look at how cheap games could be if developers weren't getting terrible deals from storefronts publishers and weren't fighting for their lives to pay bills. And look, the takes about the $20 price tag being too cheap has only continued. We've even seen content creators saying it should have been 30 or 40, but really the takes about Silksong have gone haywire in a different direction than I just didn't expect. Like, we have people saying the narrative that the game developers who work on Call of Duty and other AAA don't love their craft and want to make a great game compared to the love Team Cherry have is a stupid narrative. Over 9,000 people are credited for Black Ops 6, and it's dumb to say they don't love it or want to make a great game. You don't see the problem with 9,000 people working on one game and how there probably is not a cohesive vision with that, and how, that franchise you're talking about has stagnated drastically in terms of its...
I'm going to stop right there. If y'all want to see the rest of the video, you can feel free, because that's a 29-minute video. So, I've heard all I had to hear within these first 5 minutes of this video. And I'm going to drop a like for that, by the way. Show some support. My thing is, this isn't the first time I've seen this happen in the gaming world, where a phenomenal game drops at that exact price point, and then all of a sudden you have either people within that landscape or devs within that landscape start bitching about it. But the thing is, though, that was a different time and a different period. I haven't seen a game drop at $20 and have that kind of success in a while since fucking NFL 2K5. And it's still lauded as the best football game to have been ever made. Arguably. And again, that game came out for $20. Ain't that some shit? Silksong is pulling an NFL 2K5 right under everybody's fucking noses. And of course, you have devs talking up AAA devs talking about, oh, from Call of Duty, from fucking EA, from whatever, getting pissed about it. You want to know why they're pissed about it? They're pissed about it mainly because of the simple fact that, for one, they're mad that they're mad that Team Cherry wasn't greedy, and they're still not greedy. They said, "All right, look, you give us this time, we'll give y'all a good game, and we'll give it to you at a good price." That's not greed at all. Far from it. Far fucking from it. And this is the problem that we have with gaming nowadays, because all you have are devs that are greedy and greedy and greedy and greedy and greedy, and even after you sit up there and you spend a full $80 on a video game, they expect you to sit up there and spend more and more and more just so you can either get an edge up on the competition, which is fucking retarded, or over some goddamn skins. Then you wonder why I will continue to, and you know what? The first chance I get, when I get paid on Friday, I'll buy the game. I will buy Silksong. Hell, I'll buy all of Hollow Knight. Now, will I play it? That remains to be seen. But you want to know what? I'll fucking buy it full price just to shit on y'all. Just to tell those devs that made the game, thank you for making this game, and thank you for doing it so damn good that you're pissing off all these companies. You deserve that kind of success. Now, it ain't new with Hollow Knight's success. We knew with its success before. This isn't new. But goddamn, I'm so happy to see the amount of people it pissed off just for simply releasing and breaking stores. And goddamn, I hope they continue to piss you off. You know, there's one saying that the great, I won't even say the great because he's a bit of an asshole, but if there's one thing the great Eric Bischoff once said when it goes to wrestling, Eagles, you'll remember this real well. He said controversy creates cash. And if releasing a game at $20 and doing a damn good job of it is controversy, shit, I'll keep having some more controversy and some more of it, and I'm not even fucking greedy. I'm making money just by releasing this shit at $20. Because why the fuck not? I am nice like that. And I wasn't rushed. I was able to do whatever it is that I want to do with the game. I didn't have no publisher breathing down my neck telling me when to drop this content. I dropped it when I was ready. This is the equivalent of Chance the Rapper, if anybody knows who Chance the Rapper is. This is the equivalent of Chance the Rapper dropping an independent album and getting a Grammy off of it. He had no help. He did it by himself. No label, no nothing, and won a Grammy. That's the direction this game is heading. And damn, it's one direction I hope they continue to head down towards. Well after Silksong's success. Let me see what y'all had to say here. I love how Team Cherry was the only reason we didn't give updates. We're a 3-person team. We're having too much fun making the game and kept adding things. Good. I'm happy they felt that way. And you want to know what's crazy is just like Expedition 33, they get to keep all that money all for themselves. That's what makes it great. That's why these companies are so fucking pissed. That's why these devs are so fucking pissed. They gotta split that money. A lot of ways they have to split that money. Team Cherry? Oh, I mean, here, we'll just split it by 30. I mean, we'll split it by 10 or some shit. 10 for you, 10 for you, 10 for you, 10 for me, 10 for you, 10 for you, 10 for me, etc. Better yet, if they want to, they can go and add people to Team Cherry. But they're probably going to be like, nah, we see how y'all move. We see how y'all go. We don't want to add anymore. We got our own vision. We're sticking to our vision. Hell, what was it with Expedition 33? How many people made that game? You know, it's funny to look at. These short dev teams, these small dev teams are murdering these AAA companies that got 1,000 people, 2,000 people, 3,000 people, and then you see these small ass dev teams making a fucking killing, all because they had nobody greedy to fuck with their product. Funny how shit works, don't it? 32 people plus a goddamn dog. Meanwhile, you got EA there, which has 4 studios working on Battlefield 6. Now, don't get me wrong. I want Battlefield 6 to be as successful as the next fucking person. I'm waiting for a good fucking shooter to reach my doorstep. I'm waiting. But don't get it twisted. These small devs, these short devs, they're showing y'all how this shit should really run. If anything, Omega, we'll get to that in a minute. Oh, trust me, I'm going to get to Battlefield in a minute. One more time, I'll talk about Battlefield, because guess what? I said what I said before about Battlefield. I'll talk about them in a minute. But I do want to stay on track with this. I hope there's another dev team out here in the world. I pray there's another dev team somewhere in this world of 2025, 2026, and beyond. I pray there's another dev team that reaches y'all doorstep and shows y'all, oh, okay, this is how we're going to run our game. And this is the amount of success we're going to have while y'all going to fuck around and do the exact same shit and piss all these people off. Meanwhile, we're just going to be out here making money because we did a great job with our game and we didn't have anyone breathing down our neck to tell us otherwise. We didn't have no one feeding us any bullshit information. We didn't have anyone telling us, oh, the file just trying to drop early. We didn't have anyone telling us, oh, okay, you could do this, you could do that. No. We stuck to our vision. We stuck to our plan. And we did it by not adding any more people that fucked with our vision. We just did it by ourselves. And it's exactly what the fuck y'all get. Now, I pray later down the line in the future, we have indie games completely taking shit over. Because I feel like it's like this. I feel like it's like this when it goes to indie games right now. I feel like they're scratching the surface. Like they're getting there. But they're not quite there yet. And I only say they're not quite there yet. And I'm going to be honest with you. This is as blunt as it gets. I feel like they're not quite there yet because I want to see them start hitting harder to bigger genres, if you get my meaning. I want to see an indie game hit Call of Duty where it hurts. I want to see an indie game hit Battlefield where it hurts. Well, let's be honest, Battlefield's already hurting as it is. But still, I want to see an indie dev team hit those genres where it fucking hurts. When we get to that point, then I'll start saying, okay, yeah, it might be time for indie games to start taking the fuck over. And start showing these AAA devs, alright, this is how we make our content. This is how it should go with making video games. It'd be nice if these indie companies restored gaming to how it was done back in early 2000s. Well, guess what? Silksong's already doing you that favor. Silksong is gladly doing you that favor right now. And I hope it continues to do that. I truly do. I truly fucking do. But yeah, first chance I get. When I have some leftover money, when I have some spare money, I'm going to buy the game. I'm going to buy the series. And I'm not even going to be sure if I'll play it, but you want to know what? Fuck it. I'll buy it just to show love. I already bought it once just to gift a friend. I'll buy it again for myself. And I have no problem doing it. I'll fucking do it again. I'm talking about turning gaming on its head to the point where we don't have to accept this. Again, Omega, that's why I said what I said. Silk Song's already giving you this. They're only giving you a hint of what would happen. This and Expedition 33 are only giving y'all examples of what would happen if we were able to revert gaming back to the way it was. When you had to do a good job. When you couldn't put out half-ass products. When you couldn't be out here being like, oh, okay, we'll put out a day one patch. Oh, and you couldn't be sitting up there dropping games with unsuppressed imagery and sitting up there and being like, oh, okay, this game releases at 200 gigabytes. And telling us to go grab an SSD. They're just giving you examples. They're just reminding you of what we were. And what we can absolutely go back to. If y'all give a fuck enough. But no, y'all let the greed take over. They let it take over every single time. And you want to know what's so fucking funny to me? It's funny how I just got finished talking about Rockstar. Why do y'all think GTA is so successful as it is? And it's not just because of people running around being dickheads online. What's funny enough is Rockstar seems to be the one fucking company that, weirdly enough, still has its head on its shoulders and knows like, okay, we can't drop this game like this. We can't release it like this. Okay? We're not going to do what Call of Duty does. We're not going to do what Battlefield does. We're going to make sure this game drops at a stable and fun and, stable setting like how it is. Stable and fun setting, and then after that, we'll worry about all this other shit as we come about. They're sure going to charge out the ass for it. I'll be honest. As crazy as it sounds, they earn the right to. No, I'm dead serious. They earn the right to. I mean, let's be real. Look at their body of work. Look at their body of work. I will give you their body of work, okay? Real quick. Woo! I'm going to drop my controller. I'm going to give you their body of work. This is going all the way back from, like, the tail end, almost the tail end of PS2, all the way up to right now. We have San Andreas. Obvious enough, the success with how that game went. San Andreas. Liberty City Stories. Vice City Stories. Then they come out with GTA 4. Then they come out with Red Dead Redemption. Then they come out with, what was it? Then after that, it was GTA 5. Then obviously they're going to milk the fuck out of GTA 5. Then they come out with Red Dead Redemption 2. Then they come out with, and then there was Max Payne, by the way. I almost forgot about Max Payne 3. But that goes to show you, banger, 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 banger. They have bangers every fucking where. So as much as we want to shit on Rockstar for how they handling GTA nowadays, there's no denying this. When they drop a fucking game, if you're gonna hear any complaining about it, it's not gonna be from the devs fucking certain shit up in the game. It's gonna be because of people being assholes. That's all there is to it. But when it goes to its single player story, how the game plays, how stable it is, how there's probably less bugs in it, but there's like certain cheats in it, which is common for them. That's what I mean when I say, look, Rockstar's the only AAA game I could think of that still has their head on its shoulders, and they won't drop any bullshit when they release a game. You're guaranteed to see this when you have Call of Duty release. You're guaranteed to see this when you have a Battlefield release as of late. You're guaranteed to see this with Madden. You're guaranteed to see this with 2K. You know what I mean? That's what I mean when I say you still have a AAA company that has a head on its shoulders somehow, some way. Because everyone else, they lost the fucking plot. But, yeah, other than that, I'm happy for Silk Song. One of the devs that showed you, you know, the small dev team that showed you, look, this is what you were. And only one dev team, only one AAA dev right now is the only other one that can easily top us. But they'll show you, look, it's not hard to make a good game. Y'all make it hard yourselves when you become greedy. You do it to yourself. So fuck the devs for being pissed over this game. Because y'all shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. You should be actually reflecting. You should tell your people that's making whatever upcoming game that there is, y'all better be reflecting. Look at what this dev team did. And we only did it with a little people. Look at what Expedition 33 did. And we only did it with a little people. A little amount of people. What are y'all doing? We giving y'all the era that y'all had back in PS2. Back in the Xbox 360. Back during the 360. Back in the PS3 days. Back in the PS1 days. We're giving you that kind of era. That y'all lost the plot for that. We didn't. We just kept having fun making this game. There was no crunch time. We took our fucking time. And we're reaping the benefits for what we did. Now y'all think about that. Next, we have to talk about more going to be gaming. It's not going to be Has Been Hotel yet. It's not going to be them yet. I need to talk about Call of Duty again, but for a different reason. For a different reason. This was going to be fucking good. So, Steven Spielberg wanted to direct the Call of Duty movie, if y'all know about what the hell's going on. With Call of Duty, I think they made an agreement with Paramount to do their movie. Steven Spielberg wanted to do the movie. Activision got spooked by Steven Spielberg wanting full control over the film, so they sold the rights to Paramount instead. Let me go and read that again. Activision got spooked by Spielberg's vision of wanting full control over the film, so they sold the rights to Paramount Studios instead. First off, and I can't stress this enough. I cannot for the life of me. My bad for not having the alerts on. Hold up. I gotta turn the alerts on for this. I'm sorry. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead. Alerts. Go ahead. Clown these motherfuckers. Clown them. Because this is what they deserve. Clown these dickheads, bro. Clown them. Clown them.
Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
No, fuck it. I'm joining anyway. Clown these motherfuckers.
The reason that bad things happen to you is because you're a dumbass. Stupid.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Spielberg, of all people, would come up to me and say, yo, this is the vision I'm pitching for your movie, would you agree? I wish I would say fucking no. I wish you fucking would. Steven Spielberg is the reason Call of Duty exists. That was the one for you. That was the one.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
That's the one. Oh my god. Steven Spielberg, of all people, the highest grossing director of all time, bro. And you say no to Steven Spielberg? Whatever this movie gets, you had it coming. The same man who made Jurassic Park, the same man who made Saving Private Ryan. Like, if there's anybody that know how to make a freaking movie,
Son, you don't have
it's
to.
that motherfucker.
The reason that bad things happen to you is because you're a dumbass.
Spielberg is pushing 80, bro. He don't come out, hell, even in general, he was probably like this, even during his prime. He was probably like this, is like, man, look, I'm only going out to direct certain movies that I know are going to be good, that I know are going to be fire. He came out to y'all on a silver platter, and you said no? No? To the man that practically made your game in the first place? You said no? This will never leave my mind. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Look, bro. I'm 30 now. I could be 60 and still remember this shit. That y'all said no. I don't know how rare it is to I don't necessarily know how rare it is to get Steven Spielberg to come out to direct a movie nowadays. Probably very rare because he's up there in age. But holy fuck, how dumb of a company do you have to be? Like, my expectations for this movie were low, but goddamn, did you ever exceed them? Oh, trust me, we're about to get to that right now for you. Because this ain't the only thing that's dumb with Activision. This ain't the only thing. That's crazy, Omega. That's crazy. Speaking of more of Activision and their bullshit, Activision's former CFO, CSO, Humam Skikani, bro, I'm sorry, I could tell you're Indian, bro, is Discord's new CEO, and the company announces plans to go public. Discord is in trouble as we know it. And the crazy thing is, Discord just had a freaking issue yesterday. They had a weird, internet issue yesterday. So having to get this news, even though it was 5 months ago, I don't like the idea of Discord under any reason going public. All I know is this: I got one thing to blame and one thing to blame only. Not necessarily them, but Gilded, why the fuck did you sign up with Roblox, bro? Why? Why did you do that? And it's crazy because I called this years ago on this podcast. I called this years ago. I said, yo, if Discord ever has a monopoly, we are in deep shit. Lo and behold, we are in deep shit. And yeah, I already know what the hell is going on with Roblox. I'm well aware Roblox got a child protecting issue where they don't want to sit up there. They want to sit up there and let predators roam free. Which is nasty work. But then you got the one guy that's sitting up there trying to stop predators. You let him, you decide to get after him. I don't get this fucking line of thinking when it goes to these companies. Particularly Roblox. Especially them. The internet was down. AT&T was down. Pokemon Unite was down. I credit you for even playing that for you. Other sites were down. Shit. Well, I don't know what the fuck happened, but there was some crazy attack that happened. We're in an age where evil is good and good is evil. I felt like this was only the case with wrestling, but goddamn, you might not be too far off. Oh my goodness. But yeah, and apparently, according to Fuyu, she said more with this. The IP rights got fully transferred this month. So if Discord is suddenly screwing up this month, this is why. Oh. And the guy that left was because of SA allegations. The guy that left Blizzard Activision. So the guy that is now the new Discord CEO had an SA allegation on him? Is that what I'm reading here, Fuyu? Because if this is right, again, I say this with the most sincerest thing possible. Gilded, why the fuck did you take it upon yourself to go with Roblox? Why? Of all companies you could have gone to, you chose Roblox. You chose them. Now, God forbid anything happens with Discord around 2 to 3 years from now. Where the fuck are we going to take our content at? Where are we going to go? Because I'm going to tell you this right now. I ain't taking my ass back to no TeamSpeak. Your ass is crazy. I ain't paying $80 for a fucking server a month. I'll be honest, Omega Revolt's dead because nobody knows of Revolt. I only knew of Revolt because of what happened with Gilded. That's why I knew of Revolt, because somebody was promoting Revolt in the middle of the whole Gilded bullshit that was going on, where people were forced to leave because they had to sign up through a Roblox account. Gilded was the closest we've had to a competitor that could really fuck with Discord. And damn, did they ever pick the worst time to ruin it. They took what was going on with that whole Sony thing with Helldivers at the time. They took that and ran with it. What's Revolt? Another alternative for you. One that I tried to hook up at the time so we could bridge the channels together, but I don't give a fuck about it either. I only have it there as a just in case. Doesn't help that they don't have any voice chat. Doesn't help there either. But my point is simple. It's like, bro, this shit was terrible. This current era of social chatting, I guess if that's what you can call it, social media chatting, is straight shitty. It is very terrible. And it's not looking any better until we see further notice. I hope at some point, you know what I wish for? I hope that person that wins that case against Roblox, I hope within that clause, he says, y'all need to make Gilded a fucking independent company again. And maybe then people will start to give a fuck. Because that's what it was before they signed up with Roblox. It was independent. It was all on their own. And that's when we were enjoying it. When they pulled that shit, it went like, no, I'm good, goodbye. Remember the Kick and Skype days? It's a damn shame Skype and Kick are dead. I wish we could go back to them, but nope. Can't go back to them either. Alright, so let's go to the next thing. We got Has Been Hotel. Apparently they dropped their season 2, so let's take a look at what the hell is going on with them.
War is coming. You're either with me or against me.
Hell will rise!
So be ready for some breaking news.
Well, looks like we already know who the next villain's going to be for this one, and I am all for it. So, we'll see what'll happen with this season 2, but I like what I'm seeing so far. At least when it goes to the animation, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. So, we'll see what'll happen come October 29th when we come close to Halloween time. But for right now, not too bad. Not too bad. Alright. Going back to gaming, because that was a good bit of media we had to cover. So, Life is Strange is getting a Life is Strange series is in the works at Amazon MGM Studios. I gotta say, I was not seeing this coming. Considering all I've gotten from, of course, our residential good friend of choice-based games in Mari Go, she would usually update us here and there with what's going on with the Life is Strange series, and she would always tell us some bleak-ass news that would be going on with the games. And it's like, how do we go from the bleak news when it goes to the games to all of a sudden it's getting a series made by Amazon MGM? We'll see how it'll go, but I'm going to tell you this, I'm not going to care. Unless it does a phenomenal job, I'm not going to care. I'm not going to pay attention. They kind of lost its plot to me right after the second game. Don't get me wrong, I did like the third game, but it wasn't better, for me personally, it wasn't better than the second game, and it wasn't better than the first game. So, we'll see what'll happen with that one when we have the time. Alright, is there anything else we gotta cover? It don't seem like there's much else we gotta cover. I mean, I already talked about all this Silver stuff, so if y'all missed anything that I said when it goes to the situation with Silver, definitely take a look back on the past broadcast. If it's not there, let me know. I'll make sure I'll publish it. But yeah, other than that, let's talk about some football. It's about that fucking time. Still hurt with the Haru Urus passing? Yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough. It's very rough, and I very much apologize. Alright, so let's talk about it. It's about that time. We got to recap. Week 1 of the NFL. It's about that fucking time. Aren't y'all happy to cover it like how I'm happy to cover it? Let's go. Alright, so Eagles. Cue the Eagles alert, by the way. Eagles beat the Dallas Cowboys 24-20. Okay. Looking at the stats here, Jalen Hurts went 19 of 23, 152 yards. Dak Prescott going 21 of 34, 100. Dak Prescott going 21 of 34, 188. Neither of them scored a touchdown through passing. But this is where things start to get different. Javonte Williams had 15 carries, 54 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts was the leading rusher. Had 14 carries, 62 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Oh, don't worry. We're going to talk about this. CeeDee Lamb had 7 receptions, 110 yards. Jahan Dotson was the leading receiver for the Eagles at 3 receptions and 59 yards. The first thing I do want to talk about before I'll get to that, Omega, great job by the Eagles defense, honestly. Despite the controversy that happened earlier, great job by them because, look, they only stopped the Cowboys after 2 touchdowns. They made them kick field goals like a couple times. But then after that, they did a good job by holding them, making them scoreless throughout the whole second half. That's fine. That's fine, Fuzzy. Trust me, you're going to be hearing a lot of this right now. A lot of me talking when it goes to football. Yeah, they pretty much held them scoreless throughout the whole second half. So, despite the controversy that happened, congratulations to them with having to hold a team like that to 20 points. Now, there was some cons when it goes to this defense. One of them, again, I will get to, but I will get to one of these cons. Adoree Jackson wearing number 8. What the fuck? You want to, like, bro, if you want to know how Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb got this stat line, it's literally because of Adoree Jackson. We've had an issue with the second cornerback position all throughout training camp, all throughout preseason, and now it's showcasing itself in the first week of the season. Adoree Jackson has a chance to prove himself worthy in his second game. And it's going to be an important second game that we're going to cover. But I am going to say this. If he does not get it together in this second game, especially this second game, I should expect to see him go further down the depth chart, and I expect to see him get replaced. Because that was not a good outing. The minute Dak saw number 8 lined up against number 88, oh, here we go. Free play. Slant, in route, out route, post route. Don't matter. 88 is like, he's unguardable when it goes to that dude. Can't guard 8 with 88. It's impossible. Now, I am going to say this. Our best corner, Quinyon Mitchell, he got toasted a couple of times by CeeDee Lamb. But luckily, CeeDee Lamb dropped some critical catches in this game. One that could have been very much game changer worthy. Especially the last one. Where if he dives out and he makes the catch, the Cowboys are like inside around the 20-yard line, and all of a sudden the Eagles are in trouble. So the Eagles, in a way, yes, they held them to 20, but it's not without some bullshit coming from both sides, such as CeeDee Lamb not catching the ball, or such as, number 8 for the Eagles out here bullshitting. Dallas fans must be butthurt. Oh, trust me, that won't be the only reason they'll be butthurt over. I guarantee you that right now. Eagles offense, while good, they have some work to do. The fact that I'm looking at this stat line is egregious. A.J. Brown, we all know who A.J. Brown is by now. The fact that A.J. Brown has 1 catch for 8 yards is nuts. Now, I am going to chalk this up for one thing and probably one thing only. A.J. Brown has to be hurt. He has to be injured. He has to be injured. There's no reason A.J. Brown, of all people, should have 1 catch for 8 yards. And we know how dominant A.J. Brown is. We know what kind of player he is. So, for him to have this ain't good. That's not a good look. Oh, also, quick patch update, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and kind of detour. This happened... This happened 12 hours ago, so this happened around 6:45 in the morning. Yeah, Hollow Knight's Silk Song upcoming patch will nerf the difficulty in certain areas. So I don't know how y'all feel about that, but yeah, I don't like having to hear that either. I mean, they did good. The way how I see it. Instead of you doing that, I'll be honest with you. Give people a difficulty then. I don't want you to change what the original game is. You know what I mean? Don't change what the original game is. If that was the original game where it was meant to be hard, let it be hard. Just give people a chance to tone down difficulty if it's possible. You know, if it's too hard for them. You know what I mean? I know, crazy to say, I'm asking for a easy mode. Or a slightly toned down mode. Yes, but I'd rather you do that than fuck up the whole game. Maybe that's just me. But Saquon Barkley, he had a touchdown in this game. Jalen Hurts had two touchdowns in this game. The Eagles rushed for 102 yards, 125 yards in this game. I think 60 plus. Hold on. Let me go. I think it was 120 yards at least. Yeah, Saquon was menacing, not as menacing, because he could have gone off for more. But the only reason why he couldn't was because our offensive coordinator, who actually had some bullshit to say, where he said, oh, okay, we didn't do a good job blocking when it went to 11 or 12-man personnel. No, it's not that they didn't do a good job blocking. The way that I see it is this. When you have two tight ends that don't know how to block, there's your issue. I'm not scared of Grant Calcaterra blocking. He's not. I don't fear him. I can bully him. There's certain tight ends that can block, and there's certain ones that can't. He's one of the ones that cannot block, so don't do it. You're asking for trouble. So, for Saquon, he had a pretty solid game. Also, apparently, Will Shipley got hurt in this game, which is why we made another trade. Today. We got, Tank Bigsby from the Jags. So, I don't know how long Will Shipley's going to be out, but we're not going to see him for a while. Other than that, I don't got much to say with the defense. Defense did good. So, there you go. But here's the elephant in the room that I'm not going to sit up there and ignore. We have to talk about this. Okay? I have to talk about this. Give me a minute. I didn't have it up here? Okay. So, here it is with Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter did this in the middle of a game. Did this, not even in the middle of the game. Jalen Carter did this within the first couple minutes in the game. We didn't even get a chance to really see everything. But this is why.
For the Cowboys, for the Eagles on the front line, out for the game before a snap. Here he goes. He walks there in front of Dak Prescott. Did he spit? Did he spit on him? I think he did. There you go. There you go. And the official was right there to throw the flag. Brian Neal, the umpire, who was keeping an eye on that confrontation. No idea, obviously, what was said. But Jalen Carter out of this game before a snap. Chris, that's, first of all, I got no idea what he's thinking. And second, this is massive in terms of the game.
Massive it was because, hey, look, the score is probably different when Jalen Carter's in the game. So, as what Omega said, I bet you were livid when you saw it happen. You're damn right I was. And how could I not be? Because it's fucking disgusting. Like, come on, bro. You gonna spit on another human being? The fuck is wrong with you? Look, now, when we got further news when this was going on, that still didn't change my mind. Because I see it this way. Why would you even spit on another human being? Why? And what makes it worse is, look, he is literally the pass rush demon when it goes to this team right now. It's not like we have Quinn and it's not like we have not Quinn Williams. It's not like we have fuck's his name. He went over. I forgot his name already. Damn, I'm terrible. It's not like we have all the pass rushers we have from 2024 anymore. Josh Sweat is off to Arizona. Okay? He's in Arizona making money. It's not like we have Milton Williams. There you go. It's not like we have Milton Williams anymore. He's off to New England. We don't have the pass rush demons that we had last year. Everyone is different. Everyone is new. Everyone needs time to gel together. So you're the guy that's supposed to come in and put in work and make life easier for everybody on the field, particularly the defensive line. And low-key, the cornerback position, too. Seeing as Adoree Jackson got lit the fuck up. So for him to do this, he was practically out the whole game. We had to suffer without him being in the whole game. That, for me, is a dumbass move. I can't defend it. Whether you're an Eagles fan or not, I can't defend it. You shouldn't defend it either. Because in general, why the fuck would you want to spit on another human being? I don't care if they pissed you off or not. You got other ways of settling it. But you gonna spit on somebody? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Now, what Dak did when we got more footage is not making it any better. Here's what Dak did, which, in a way, I guess you can say it, provoked Jalen Carter to do what he did.
Offensive lineman, and Dak spits down towards the ground, but in the direction of the Eagles with Carter, who had walked over there, and that begins the interaction of the two. Prescott's spit was down, Carter was offensive line.
So basically, for what we can see here, this is pretty obvious enough. Dak decides to sit up there and provoke. Now, it's not necessarily for him spitting on the ground, but look what he did when he looks up after spitting on the ground. Man's out here like, yo, you can tell he's antagonizing Jalen Carter to get in his face. Then throws a wink his way and starts laughing. For me, it's not even the spit that was crazy. It was the fact that man's out here laughing in his face and winking at him. I guess the spitting for him was what pushed it over the edge. So in a way, of course, Dak baits Jalen Carter into it, and Jalen Carter, like a dickhead, falls right for the bait. How fucking dumb can you get, bro? Now, we see what happened after this. The NFL announced that Jalen Carter has served his one-game suspension for spitting on Dak Prescott as part of his early ejection versus the Cowboys. He's been fined $57,000. Now, y'all would think, oh, damn, he got fined a lot of money. I'm going to tell you this right now. Jalen Carter's going to make that money back. You think I'm playing? He's going to make that money back. When he gets a new contract, it's going to be more than just $57,000 that he would have lost that he'll get back. He's going to get a lot more than that. So for right now, if you're Jalen Carter, you keep your nose clean, you keep your head clean. This is tame compared to the next contract you're about to get. Right now, he's only on his rookie deal. When he gets off his rookie deal, he's not going to worry about losing $57,000. He'd be like, all right, here, I'll serve my time. But guess what? I'm going to get that money back. Yeah, you remember when Randy Orton, and I think, yeah, when he spat in Christian's, yep, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Because he baited him. That's exactly what that is, Eagles. That's the perfect description. He got baited to lose the World Heavyweight title. In this, it's no different. He got baited to getting ejected. The only difference is that we didn't lose the game without him. So for Jalen Carter, I hope he knows better. The sad thing is, this is not the only incident where we had spitting happen in football. If I could find it. Here it is right here.
a look at the right of your screen right there. Gets into the face and then spits. Oh, right. Just spit on him. You can't do that. Oh, my goodness.
Yo, what the hell is going on with these athletes, bro? Oh, God, I see it in clear view on this one. Oh, my goodness.
And take a look at the right of your screen right there.
Caught it right here.
Gets into the face and then spits. Oh, right.
Bro, what the hell is going on, bro? Why are we spitting on each other? Like, honest question, why are we spitting on each other, bro? Like, this shit is nasty. At this point, I'm gonna be real. I'd rather you punch me than spit on me. I'm sorry. I'd rather you punch me. If I had to pick. Alright, well, what's done is done with that, but then we gotta get to the next game. Chargers versus Chiefs, okay? Chiefs actually lose this game. Chiefs actually lose this game. Patrick Mahomes goes 24-39, 258 yards and a touchdown. Justin Herbert goes 25-34, 318 yards and 3 touchdowns. This is probably one of the best quarterback performances of the week. So good for the Chargers. They finally got over on the Chiefs. Granted, it's a regular season, but they finally got over on the Chiefs. So congrats to them. Hollywood Brown almost had 100 yards. He stopped right at 99. Quentin Johnston had 5 receptions, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. I gotta tell you, when seeing this game, the Chiefs look like a shell of themselves. Now, granted, this is only week 1. We know how this shit go. Everybody in week 1 looked like a shell of what they were last year, and then after that, as time goes on, then we'll see what'll happen. But at the moment, that was a pretty interesting performance coming from the Chiefs and the Chargers, both of them. We'll see if this shit continues as we get later on in the season. But yeah, Chiefs, we'll see you for that week 2 rematch. Chargers, we'll see what'll happen for week 2 for you. But very good game for Justin Herbert. If there's one thing I'm going to say is with Justin Herbert, the dude's a good regular season performer. It's the playoffs I got an issue with when it goes to him. I need y'all to keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind. When it goes to Herbert, I ain't going to shit on that dude when it goes to the regular. He knows what the fuck he doing. It's the playoffs, though. I don't know about all that. All right. Keenan Allen had a touchdown. I forgot. Keenan Allen spent that one season with the Bears only to go back to the Chargers the season after. Oh, shit. Okay. I hope y'all ready, guys. Y'all got the alert ready? I'm sure you got the alert ready. It's time for our clap cheeks of the week. Colts smacked the Dolphins 33-8. Hoo-wee. Normally I would have Fuyu in here. I don't know if she's still here. Usually she would be the one to activate it, but I'll see if you know. It didn't go up. It didn't go off because you missed. You know. There you go. Oh my gosh. Who would have thought? Clap cheeks of the week goes to the Dolphins for getting absolutely destroyed. So, Daniel Jones, man oh man. Who would have thought? Not too long ago, we were shitting on, I was on this podcast and I shat on Daniel Jones and I said, bro, you mean to tell me Daniel Jones gets the starting job over Anthony Richardson, and apparently he's showing me why he got the starting job over Anthony Richardson. Oh my goodness. Not a good start if you're Anthony Richardson, man. Not a good start. Because if he keeps this up, your ass ain't going to your ass ain't coming back to the Colts. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Daniel Jones goes 22 of 29, 272 and 1 touchdown. Tua, who's, my goodness, Tua, 14 of 23, 114 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Devon Achan, Devontae Achan, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Goes 7 carries, 55 yards. Jonathan Taylor goes 18 for 71. Tyreek Hill, my goodness. 4 receptions for 40 yards. Keep in mind, by the way, Tyreek Hill lost his captain status. In case you're unaware. Yes, Tyreek Hill lost his captain status. Michael Pittman goes 6 receptions, 80 yards, and a touchdown. I shouldn't have to talk much about defense because clearly it was so one-sided it wasn't even fucking funny. Oh my God. Like you said, Eagles, Indiana Jones, man. Look, he keeps that up and he might be Indiana Jones long term. If he keeps that up, he's Indiana Jones long term. But if you're the Dolphins, I gotta tell you, if this continues, they're about to clean house over there in Miami. And the first to go is going to be their head coach. Mike McDaniel's his name, right? That nerdy motherfucker about to get the boot. He going to be an offensive coordinator somewhere. I don't know where, but my goodness. Not the best start in the world that you have going on. And with Tua, in case if you guys were wondering, can the Dolphins cut bait with Tua? Last I checked, I think he has like a $80 cap hit, $80 million cap hit. So even if they wanted to cut bait with him, they can't. They cannot cut bait with him. They have to take it and deal with it because that's the bet they made with Tua. So, just letting you know. Don't get me started on the Cleveland Browns. Don't piss me off when it goes to the Cleveland Browns. Oh my God. But yeah. Yeah, man. Dolphins. Oof. Terrible. It's funny how we'll go from the Dolphins to we're going to go to one of the best games of the week. Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New York Jets, the ex-girlfriend game. If you know, you know. The ex-girlfriend game. And this won't be the only one that we're going to have throughout this season. The Pittsburgh Steelers beat the New York Jets 34-32, and this was a damn fun game to watch, and it was so unexpected. Aaron Rodgers goes 22 of 30, 244 and 4 touchdowns. You would have thought that you were looking at Green Bay Rodgers all over again. Hold on to that comment, by the way. Justin Fields goes 16 of 22, 218 and a touchdown. This is probably the best Justin Fields game I've ever seen in the NFL. Not even going to lie. This is probably the best game. So let's give a round of applause to him. Because, man, he's been begging to have that kind of game again. This was as high scoring a game as it got. Jalen Warren went 11 of 37. Breece Hall went 19 of 107. Keep that in mind as a memory. Donkey Kong Metcalf had 4 receptions for 83 yards. I thought he would have a touchdown in this game, but he didn't. Garrett Wilson has 7 receptions, 95 yards, and a touchdown. I saw my man NYKia shit on Garrett Wilson and said all he does is put up empty stats. My goodness, that is fucking rough. But still, he had a solid game today. Other than that, man, statistical-wise, this is as crazy as it got. Justin Fields also ran for 2 touchdowns. So, in total, Justin Fields had 3 touchdowns on the day. He was almost equaling Aaron Rodgers. He was almost equaling this man. So again, round of applause for Justin Fields. This is probably I'm not even gonna sit there and hold you. This was the best game he ever had so far because he wasn't doing anywhere close to this with Chicago. He couldn't do anywhere close to this. First off, the fucking talent was not even there. Talent was not there. But, man, look, seeing this, hey, Congrats to him, man. It came out in an L. It was an L. But congrats to him. Brees Hall, though, I'm gonna keep this in mind with Brees Hall having 19 carries for 107 yards. Hold on to that with Brees Hall. Brandon Allen having 6 carries, 9 yards and a touchdown. That was clearly a goal line touchdown. Garrett Wilson had a touchdown from that crazy ass catch. Brees Hall was like the second leading receiver. See, now this is where the Jets could get in trouble. Garrett Wilson, while good, where the fuck is everybody else? Where's everybody else on this receiving, for the Jets receiving game? It can't be Brees Hall be the second leading receiver. Can't be. Everybody else got to step the fuck up. T Gamer, oh boy, how you doing, T Gamer? Oh boy. Oh God. What's going on, T Gamer? All right, so there was no interceptions thrown, which is fine by me. But yeah, that was a good game coming from them. Jaguars versus Panthers, 26-10. I'm sure no one gives much of a fuck about that. They had a bit of a issue when it went to the weather delay, but other than that, man, oh man, whew. Man, oh man, tough to beat the Panthers. All I know is this: I remember a lot of shit talking going on when I went to social media, and all I saw people were saying, "Oh, Bryce Young's better than Jalen Hurts." Then next thing you know, Bryce Young put up stats like this, where he's 18 of 35, 154, and throws 2 interceptions. And Trevor Lawrence did similar work. So I don't want to hear it. Okay, I don't want to hear it when it goes to Bryce Young. All right, Cardinals beat the Saints 20-13. This was close to the Cardinals fucking up the game, but they won. Kyler Murray went 21 of 29, 163, 2 touchdowns. Yo, one thing I want y'all to hold on to. You're seeing this as of late, okay? You're seeing this as of late. A lot of these quarterbacks are having 163 yards for passing. 160 or below for passing. Hold on to that. Okay? And there's actually a tweet that solidifies more of this. Spencer Rattler goes 27 of 46 for 214 yards and no touchdowns. Alvin Kamara scored a touchdown, but he had 11 carries for 45 yards. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna say that right now. For a lot of these bets, I need to see some more ghost legs. But I know why they're not gonna do a lot of ghost legs, T Gamer. They don't want people cashing out, but I'm loving those ghost legs. I hope I see another one next week. Trey Benson, 8 carries for 69 yards. Marv, my man Marv. I see him having a big year. Marvin Harrison, 5 receptions, 71 yards and a touchdown. Jawan Johnson, 8 receptions and 76 yards. A lot of no interceptions being thrown. It's very hard to play defense, apparently. All right, so I would say this would have been clap cheeks of the week if it wasn't for the Dolphins fucking it up. Commanders whipped the Giants 21-6 to the shock of nobody, because I actually said this on stream. I said this outright. I said the Commanders better put belt to ass to the Giants. And I'm going to be honest, the Commanders didn't pull away throughout most of the game. They only started to put belt to ass on them until, with that fourth quarter. That score doesn't tell the full story. But it was neck and neck throughout a good chunk of the game. It's just the Giants' offense can't do shit. And it won't be long. Russell Wilson, 17 of 37, 168. It won't be long until you realize, look, Russell Wilson's his career is just about over. So, letting y'all know right now. Okay? Deebo Samuel, 7 receptions, 77 yards. Jayden Daniels, 19 of 30. That's not a typical stat line for me to see of Jayden Daniels. Maybe it's just me. 19 of 30, 233 and a touchdown. 19 of 30 is fucking terrible. For 233 yards. You passed the ball 30 times and only completed 19 completions. That's not good. Yeah, I'll keep in mind with the rest of this stat line, but yeah, the Commanders, like so, they do beat the Giants. All right, Bucks versus Falcons. I'm going to tell you this right now. I would hate to be a fucking Falcons fan. They had so many opportunities to win this game. Particularly in the fourth quarter, they had opportunities to win this game. And they had a busted coverage at the end, as you can see right there in the middle. I would hate to be a fucking Falcons fan. Baker Mayfield went 17 of 32, 163. Again, 17 of 32. But look at how many yards he puts up. 160 plus or 160 under. But yet he has 3 touchdowns. Michael Penix had 27 of 42, 298 yards and a touchdown. I'm sorry, I have to say this. You seen a common theme here? All these quarterbacks are going under 200 yards, and yet they're still winning games. I wonder why, y'all. I wonder why. Maybe it's because you play to win the game, not play to try to fucking force stats when that ain't there. Baker Mayfield was the leading rusher, which isn't a good thing. I'm sorry, my bad. He wasn't leading rusher. Bucky Irvin was, he was a leading rusher for yards. But Bucky Irvin had 14 carries, 37 yards. I'm telling you, man, the Eagles and Ravens are low-key changing the fucking game with how we should look at quarterbacks. I'm telling you. Emeka Ibuka, who I think I drafted. No, I didn't draft it, or I was looking to draft in fantasy. He had 4 receptions, 67 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Mike Evans had 5 receptions, 51 yards. Sterling Shepard had 3 receptions, 39 yards. You look over on the Falcons side, Bijan Robinson was the leading receiver. The running back was the leading receiver and the leading rusher. That is a problem if you are the Falcons. Bijan Robinson has 6 receptions, 100 yards, and a touchdown. He didn't even so much to get a touchdown. He didn't even so much to get a touchdown running the ball, bro. That's fucking insane. Unbelievable. Bijan Robinson, man. Look, he keeps this up. This might be his year to shine. Yeah, Falcons had a chance to win this game multiple times. But what really fucked them up was that missed field goal from a young ho right over there. That young ho missed when he shouldn't have. Speaking of missing, we got the Bengals versus the Browns, bro. Bengals versus the Browns, man. Bengals. If anybody's still here and if y'all saw this game, I know y'all were waiting for my reaction on this one. And I don't blame you if you were waiting long enough. Joe Burrow, what the fuck? They won the game, by the way. But look at how they won the game. Bengals win the game 17-16, right? Joe Burrow went 14 of 23. Okay, cool. His completion percentage. Okay. Had a passing touchdown. Okay. But he had 113 yards passing. I repeat. Joe Burrow had 113 yards passing. He had the lowest passing yards throughout this whole week. And against the Browns, no less. Meanwhile, on the opposite side, right? Joe Flacco for the Browns went 31 of 45 for 290 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. If anybody came into this game thinking, oh, okay, the Bengals gonna fuck up the Browns, Holy shit, you couldn't have been ass backwards with that answer. What a ass backwards game this was. Not only that, let's take a look at the receivers, right? Let's take a look, okay? Now, what do I see here? T. Higgins, Noah Fant, Jamar Chase. T. Higgins, 3 receptions, 33 yards. Jamar Chase, 2 receptions, 26 yards? I repeat, Jamar Chase, one of the best wide receivers in the game, right? I remember seeing, look, bro, people were shitting on A.J. Brown having 1 catch for 8 yards. But if you're a Bengals fan, y'all need to shut the fuck up too, because you had T. Higgins going 3 receptions for 33 and Jamar Chase going 2 receptions for 26 yards. You would be led to believe that a hurricane hit that stadium for him to have that kind of stat line. Bro. That's all I gotta say. The Bengals, man, let me find out. The funny thing is, they won off really 2 things. 2 reasons they won. Ironically, their defense that has been touted as one of the weakest defenses in the league for last year, they won them this game. I don't know how, but they won them this game. And then the second reason why they won this game was because, let me come all the way down here. Oh, what's this? The kicker missing field goals. Just like Young Ho. Just like a Young Ho missing field goals, man. That 1 field goal was imperative that they needed to get, but he missed. He missed. And that's right there is why the Bengals won. Unfucking believable. I'm sorry, nah, bro. I'm sorry, it gotta be done. It gotta be done. How do you miss? How do you miss? You shouldn't be missing. What's wrong with y'all? Now, Young Ho is a young slut right now. Goddamn. Sorry, gotta be done. Gotta be done. Alright. Alright, Raiders versus the Patriots. Raiders win 20-13. I did say I had the Raiders winning. And I did say it was probably going to be a little bit more of a closer game than I thought it would be because I knew Drake May was going to show up. So both quarterbacks had a good day. Geno Smith with over 300 yards. I think he's the only quarterback to go over 300. I think, if I'm right. Hold on. Let me see. How much did Rodgers have? No. It's Geno. It's Herbert, and it's... Oh, never mind. It's Geno and Herbert so far. Yeah, Geno and Herbert so far, the only 2 quarterbacks this week with us covering that had over 300 yards. So, yeah. Geno went 24 of 34, 362 and a touchdown and interception. Same thing with Drake May. He had 30 of 46, 287 and a touchdown and interception. Ashton fucking Genty had a touchdown in this game too, but he had 38 yards. He was shut off throughout most of the game. Trayvon Henderson had five carries for 27. Brock Bowers, my man. I got Brock Bowers in fantasy, y'all. Brock Bowers had 5 receptions, 103, and he'll be back for the next game. Brock Bowers was hurt though. Keyshawn Boulette has 6 receptions, 103. I'm going to say this right now. With how Brock Bowers is, do not be shocked if you see him as the leading receiver on a lot of these games. He's that damn good. And I don't feel bad saying it. He's that damn good. I'm all for Brock Bowers this year. I've sold into the hype that is Brock Bowers this year, and I don't feel fucking bad about it. Expect to see a lot of catches, a lot of 100-yard games coming from this man, and I'm all for it. I think my next bet I'm gonna have it as 100 yards. So yeah, the interceptions that they threw, who picked them off? Isaiah Palumau picked off Drake May, and for the Patriots side, Jalen Hawkins picked off Geno Smith. Other than that, Stephon Diggs didn't do much, but he did better than all the elite wide receivers we've been covering so far. 6 receptions, 57 yards, not too bad. But sadly it ends in an L. They could do a little more better, but it is what it is. All right, this is a big one we wanted to cover. Packers versus Lions. Oh my God, let me tell y'all this. Lions got bitched by the Packers 27-13 to the shock of nobody. You want to know why to the shock of nobody? Because one thing was bothering me this whole game. You know how I would usually have my run the ball emote? This was the one game that the Lions should not be running the ball. Because look at how many carries Jamar Gibbs had. He had 9 carries, right? But he had 19 yards. 2.1 yards per carry. The Packers defense was ready for him. He did more in the receiving game than he could ever do in the running game. Packers was on their ass, both Sonic and Knuckles. They were getting stopped cold by Shadow, which is the Packers. Like, come on, bro. They could not do anything against the Packers this game. Jared Goff had 31 of 39, 225. A lot of them are empty stats, I'm going to be honest with you, because let's be honest. Yeah, bro, you went 31 of 39, but look, you had to work for those 200 yards. And you threw an interception in this game. Jordan Love, on the other hand, 16 of 22. Did not, 188, 2 touchdowns. See? Remember what I said. Going 160 above or below, but you're still winning. As long as you're efficient, 16 of 22, 188, 2 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs scored a touchdown. My man, Josh Jacobs, got him in fantasy. 19 carries, 66 yards. Receiving, Romeo Doubs had 68 yards. He was the leading receiver for yards. The leading receiver for catches was Jaden Reed. He had a touchdown. Other than that, everyone was just spreading the ball around, being cool with it. Evan Williams had the interception on Jared Goff. And other than that, Micah Parsons, bro, we can't skip this and not talk about him. Micah fucking Parsons, where is he at? Here he is. He had a sack on Jared Goff. That was his only tackle of the game, ironically. But he was putting so much pressure on Penei Sewell. Hey, y'all, all I remember Lions fans was talking about was these motherfuckers was saying that Penei Sewell was better than Lane Johnson, y'all. Hey, guess what? He gets to prove it the second time when he goes up against Micah Parsons. Because so far, that first game, Micah Parsons was having his lunch money. Meanwhile, when Micah Parsons was over there in Dallas, he could not do a damn thing. Nothing to Lane Johnson. So let me find out that Micah Parsons has a career year. All because he doesn't have to deal with Lane Johnson twice a year. Let me find out. Let me find out. Parsons looks like a man possessed now that he's wearing anything that ain't Dallas colors. That ain't Dallas colors. Let me find the fuck out. Let me find out. It's going to be a fun time having a look at this. All right, so Texans lose to the Rams 14-19. I honestly saw it coming, and y'all hear me see it coming. I felt this was coming, that they were going to lose this game because the Texans are going to Texan, sadly. CJ went 19 of 27, 188, and interception. I have to say this, okay? How many years has it been for CJ Stroud now? He's been in the league this, his third year? Texans, what the fuck are we doing when it goes to protecting this dude? What are we doing? Like, I get it. Jared Verse is probably Jared Verse. Did he get a sack in this game? If not, he probably had some crazy pressure. Did Jared Verse, did he have a sack? No, but he probably had crazy pressure. So what I'm not getting here is, what are we doing to help CJ Stroud right now? Because it feels like they're not doing shit. This feels like this is no different than how it was with, ironically, the Predator himself, Deshaun Watson, when he was here. It feels like it's no different. So he goes 19-27, 188 and an interception. Nick Chubb had an okay game. He had 13 carries, 60 yards. CJ Stroud was the second leading rusher. He had 5 carries for 32. Nobody else really did much. Jaden Higgins had 2 receptions for 32. Again, I asked this question: what the fuck are we doing for CJ Stroud, bro? Like, Texans, if this keeps up, y'all about to go into year 4 of this man's contract with damn near nobody to really help him out with. I mean, Dalton Schultz is okay, but he's not enough. Nico Collins is okay, but he's not enough. You know what I mean? Y'all need more than that. They know they need more than that. Matt Stafford probably had one of the most efficient games this week. 21 of 29, 245 yards and a touchdown. Kyron Williams, of course, he has a touchdown. I bet on him to get a touchdown. I knew he was going to get it. Because every time, Puka Nacua had probably the best game as a receiver until we look further down. He had 10 receptions, 130 yards. 10 catches, 130. The best game so far for week 1 at the receiver position. At the wide receiver position. Crazy work. Devontae Adams had 4 receptions for 51. I mean, and Jalen McCullough had the interception on CJ. But, yeah, these receivers, man, starting out slow. Now, in the case of A.J. Brown, he might be hurt, but everyone else, I don't know, man. I don't think y'all hurt. Y'all just fucking it up. Still, though, 14-9? From how this was looking, you would think this is like some MLB game, high-scoring MLB game or some shit. I was expecting more from both of these teams. The Texans defense did a good job. You held the Rams to 14. You can't do much else than that. You can't do much else. All right, now here's the game I'm sure y'all want me to talk about. Here we fucking go. Here we fucking go. Here we fucking go. Here we fucking go. T-Gamer, if you're still here, be ready to close your ears, man. Be ready to close them. The Bills beat the Ravens 41-40. The Bills beat the Ravens 41-40. Lamar Jackson went 14 of 19, 209 yards and 2 touchdowns passing. Derrick Henry had 18 carries, 169 yards, 2 touchdowns. Zay Flowers had 7 receptions, 143 yards, 1 touchdown. You would think with stat lines like this, alright, cool, the Ravens win. Right? 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 You would think they win with this, right? But instead, we got the exact fucking opposite. Josh Allen goes 33 of 46 and almost has 400 yards passing. Best stat line for any quarterback today when it goes to yards. And 2 touchdowns on top of having a rushing touchdown. So he had 3 touchdowns total. James Cook had 13 carries, 44 yards for a touchdown. Mans was getting stopped in the backfield, but he still somehow scored that touchdown. And I know why he did, because they were inside the 3-yard line. Keon Coleman had a touchdown along with 8 receptions, 100 and 102 yards. Look, if y'all can, I want you to clip this. For any Ravens fan, if you think you're going to go to the Super Bowl, if y'all continue to play like this where your defense collapses in the fourth quarter, you're not going to beat Patrick Mahomes. Nor will you beat Josh Allen. You're not going to. All on my timeline for what I have seen in this offseason with Ravens fans being weirdly jealous of my quarterback because he did something that he can't do, which sadly enough, I'm not going to blame Lamar Jackson for this game because he did everything that he was supposed to do in this game. He was efficient and he protected the ball compared to last year where he wasn't efficient and he did not protect the ball. Lamar Jackson did what had to be done. Derrick Henry did what had to be done, despite that fumble. But you want to know what? You want to know who didn't do what had to be done? John Harbaugh didn't do what had to be done. This score should not exist right now. 41-40 shouldn't exist. It shouldn't. It should at least be what? 30-40? Yeah, like 40-30. That's what it should be because they scooped up that fumble from Derrick Henry and they scored. It should be like 30. It should be like 40 to like 31 or 32. One of the two. What the Ravens should have did initially anyway, because I'm gonna tell you this right now, it was 40-25 last I checked before the Bills made this comeback, and it was 40-25 around like what, 10 minutes in, like into the fourth. You want to know what the Ravens should have did? And I'm gonna pull up a game that's real easy for them. That's what they should have did. I'm gonna show this right here. That's what they should have did. This is what they should have did. This is what they should have did. The Eagles had 9 minutes left on that clock. And its score is 27-13. Similar situation here. No. Not the tush push. No. This is far above the tush push. The tush push can only help do this. It can't complete the whole freaking drive. The Eagles are at their 8-yard line. And they had 9 minutes left. And it's 3rd and 6. You want to know what they did despite all this? They had a 10-minute drive. And they made damn sure that the Steelers never saw the ball again. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what separates a championship team to a team that just wins in the regular season. When it was 40-30 or some shit like that, the Ravens should have did what the Eagles did last year versus the Steelers. They should have drained the living hell out of the clock and made damn sure that the Bills never got the ball back. Ever. Josh Allen should not have almost 400 yards passing. He should at least be around 200 or 250 or maybe even 300. But he should not, under any circumstances, be at that stat line. Now, I get it for UT Gamer. That's just week 1. That's just a sting. But I'm going to look back at this game if this becomes the reason why the Ravens get eliminated in the playoffs once again. I'm going to look back. Because guess what? Sadly, this ain't new if you're a Ravens fan. Hell, this ain't new if you've been paying attention to the Ravens play. Excuse me. This ain't new. This ain't new if you're a football fan and you see the Ravens do this. Look at all this. This ain't new. And sadly, y'all should not be numb to this shit. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. When it goes to John Harbaugh, you are living off a ring that y'all got from 2012. Just like Mike Tomlin is living off a ring he got from 2008. At some point in time, I don't know fucking when. At some point in time, I don't know when. I don't know when this shit's going to happen. These teams are going to say, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. And you got to go. That one ring is giving y'all just as much security, ironically, as much as Marvin Lewis got security for being over there with the Bengals for like 12, 13 years. And he didn't win a Super Bowl at all with the Bengals. At some point, a ring can only give you so little leeway. Prime example. And again, I know it's bad comparing the Eagles to these organizations because really the Eagles are just a different ass organization altogether. When we noticed that Doug Peterson was playing like ass, when he was coaching like ass, right after that 2017 season, we let him go within 3 to 4 years after that Super Bowl. We let him go. Because it's like, nah, fuck this. This is not how things should go. So he only lasted as a coach from 2016 to 2020. And that's after winning a Super Bowl. Because he didn't know how to adjust. He didn't know how to get his shit together. And luckily, the organization feels the same way the fan base feels. It's like, yo, my man, if this is a what have you done for me lately league. And if you haven't done shit, get the step in. And if you're not going to adjust, get the step in. Your seat is on fire when it goes to us. If you're not putting in work, you will be gone. Super Bowl or not. A Super Bowl ring should not give you this much leeway. Especially all this. I don't care how many winning seasons you have. If we're not getting back to the Super Bowl, goodbye. I want nothing more to do with you. That's why the Cowboys are what they are. Because they settled for losing in the playoffs. This is why the Ravens are what they are since that 2012 season. Because they settled for losing in the playoffs. This is why the Bills are what they are. Because they settled for losing in the playoffs. Common theme. Y'all you losing in the playoffs. Oh, okay, you got to the divisional championship game. We'll give you another year. No, fuck that. Goodbye. Go somewhere. Get out. Stop settling for bullshit. And guess what? They're not the only team. Omega, you're going to want to hear this too. Kyle Shanahan, he's next. He should be next. He should have been next. That man is a Super Bowl choker. The Falcons should have their first Super Bowl in franchise history, but they don't because of him. The 49ers should have what? How many rings they have? How many rings they have? What, 5 rings? Let me go and look this up. How many rings do the 49ers have? If I'm right. I said 5, right? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yep, 5 rings. They should have 7 rings. if Kyle Shanahan, no, they have 5. It would be 6 if Kyle Shanahan wasn't a dickhead. It would be 7. Kyle Shanahan needs to go. He's next. The Lions have none, by the way. The Lions are ringless. Common theme at the end of the day, bro. Stop settling for playoff wins. Stop settling for playoff wins with these coaches, bro. Stop settling. Stop settling. Like, y'all deserve to want more. You deserve to want more as a team. If you have been watching your team go through struggle, go through hell before, yes, stop settling for less. Stop settling for like, oh, okay, yeah, you got to the Super Bowl. Oh, okay, yay, you got to the championship game. Nah, fuck that. I want a ring. Patrick Willis, for you, Omega, you'll know who I'm talking about. Patrick Willis should have a ring. Navarro Bowman should have a ring. Terrell Owens should have a ring. On multiple occasions, he should have had a ring. Frank Gore should have had a ring. Lamar Jackson should have had a ring. Josh Allen should have a ring. Both of them should have rings on their fingers. But you want to know why? Because they sell for less. On top of that, they're too much of a pussy because they get beaten down by two teams that just be like, that just gets in their way. In the case of the 49ers, you lose to the, okay, fine, you lose to a red hot Joe Flacco 2012 team. But what else? You lose to Patrick Mahomes. And the fans thinks that shit is cool. It's not. It's really not when you look up Patrick Mahomes' stats in the Super Bowl. Stop, bro. Stop. Like, don't settle for less. Okay? Especially if your coaches have been there for long enough. That's all I gotta say. Y'all deserve to be mad at your coach. You deserve to be mad at them. Fuck all that. If I see my coach not putting up bullshit, goodbye. Like, look, we went through this before, okay? Me and Eagles, we know what this is like. We had to go through this with Andy Reid. Andy Reid went to, what, 4 NFC Championship games? And that's all he stopped at because he could never win a ring with the Eagles. It had to take till Doug Peterson to give us that ring. We had to settle for almost a quarter century. No, take it back. A quarter century of mediocrity or a quarter century of failing it come playoff time. And I was tired of settling for that shit. You deserve to be tired for settling for that shit too. Especially if you're a Lions fan, by the way. That's all I gotta say. This is y'all best years to go out and make noise. Dan Campbell don't get it done, which I don't think he will. Because, oh yeah, I forgot one more thing to say in common with this Lions team. The Lions are about to experience what the 2023 Eagles experienced. No coordinators. I wish you luck, Lions fans. Your defensive coordinators left you. And if that's the performance you put up versus the Packers, I wish you luck the rest of the season. Now, the last one I want to talk about, I actually did not watch this game because I was streaming yesterday. So we had the Vikings beating the Bears 27-24. J.J. McCarthy 13 of 20, 143, 2 touchdowns and interception. Caleb Williams actually had a pretty damn good game. 21 of 35, 210, 1 touchdown. Surprising he didn't win. And oh my God, I'm sorry. Again, people. The quarterbacks that go under 200 yards passing, most of them so far this week have won. Hey, it don't gotta look good in the stat sheet. It just gotta look good enough for you to win. Stop shitting on my quarterback for this. Social media, please and thank you. I'm sorry that my man Jalen Hurts knows how to win. Apparently, the rest of the quarterbacks are following suit. Jordan Mason had 15 carries for 68 yards. Aaron Jones had a touchdown through receiving. Caleb Williams, he had a touchdown through rushing, so he had 2 touchdowns. Who received a touchdown for them? For the Bears. Was it Romo Dunze? Yes, it was. God damn it. I should have bet Romo Dunze to score. God damn it. So, I left social media due to an issue. I'm gonna be honest, T Gamer, you're not missing much. It's low. It might be low key a good thing that you left because social media is terrible. Jordan Mason 15 for 68. JJ McCarthy he ran in for a touchdown, so he had 3 touchdowns on the night. Justin Jefferson had a touchdown, as I expected him to do. Only thing I wasn't expecting was him not having 50 yards receiving. Aaron Jones had a touchdown through receiving. I was expecting it to be on the ground, but I don't care. Javon Hargrave. I didn't even know he's on the Vikings. What the fuck? I thought he was still on the 49ers. Okay, Javon Hargrave, he had 2 sacks. Nobody had an interception on either side, as far as I'm concerned. At least I don't think they did. Nope, nobody had an interception. But one of them did have a sack. Javon Dexter Sr. had a sack, and Dio, I can't pronounce his last name, but he had a sack. So that's everything throughout the Week 1 recap. Now let's take a look at Week 2 and let's see what we're looking at. Commanders versus Packers. This is going to be Micah Parsons' first game with an NFC East division rival this season. Let me see. Does he face the Eagles at all? Yes, we do face him. We do face the Eagles on November 10th, so we won't have to worry about him for another few months. So, okay. So so Micah Parsons gets his first crack at an NFC East quarterback, and it's going to be Jaden Daniels. I'm going to love to see this, because if Laremy Tunsil cannot guard Micah Parsons, it's going to be a long night for Jaden Daniels. So we're going to find out on Thursday how that's going to go, but I'm all for it. I can't wait to see how that's going to go. Now, who I think is going to win this game? I think the Packers are going to win this game. They got the younger, more talented team, and I just don't think the Commanders defenders can run with the Packers receivers. I really don't think they can, but we'll see what'll happen. Crazy shit have happened before with this Commanders team, so. But if anything, I expect it to be a 27-21 game. I expect the Packers to come out on top, and I expect Micah Parsons to be a terror. You guys feel free to go ahead and give picks who you think's gonna win, who you think gonna lose. Now, next game we got Giants versus Cowboys. I'm gonna be honest with you. Dak Prescott is gonna smack the hell out of the Giants. I'm already calling it right now as a bet. It's gonna be a 3-touchdown game for Dak Prescott, and he's gonna put up like 200 yards. I'm telling you this now. The Giants are terrible, very terrible. And this is one game where him and CeeDee Lamb, they're known for going off on. And I expect this to be no different. I know Abdul Carter is there, but I don't think Abdul Carter is going to be enough to stop the Cowboys. I really don't. I can't see it. So, Cowboys, look, I won't be shocked that if I come back here next week and we got the clap them cheeks alert going off, and this would be the reason why. This would be one of the reasons why. And also, Cowboys are at home? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I expect this to happen. I expect clap them cheeks from this game. We got Seahawks versus Steelers. We got an ex-girlfriend game yet again. DK Metcalf is going to want revenge on the Seahawks for trading him. So, that's going to be very interesting. I expect DK Metcalf to score at least a couple touchdowns. I expect him to score 2 touchdowns, go like, 105 in receiving yards, and have like 5 catches. So I expect DK Metcalf to completely make the Seahawks regret trading him. We'll see what'll happen. Rams versus Titans. I do expect the Rams to win, but I also expect Cam Ward to give the Rams a little bit of hell. That's if the receivers show up. But I expect Rams to win this game 24-17, only because I don't think, while I like the Titans, I like Cam Ward, I just don't think it's enough. Like, the Rams is too much for them to overcome. So I see 24-17. Also for the Seahawks and Steelers game, I expect 21-17 Steelers. So we'll see how that'll go. Bills versus Jets. You know what? when you look at this game initially, you would think, I don't know. Bills probably got this in the bag. I don't know. If what happened on Sunday was any indication, the Jets might give the Bills more than they bargained. Okay? The Bills have an issue with stopping the run. Breece Hall just went for 100 yards against the Steelers. You don't think he won't do 100 yards again versus the Bills? Because I think he will. So, if you're the Jets, you have one line of attack. Until they stop it, you have one line of attack. Run the ball with Breece Hall and run the ball with Justin Fields. Option their ass. RPO them to death until they find a way to stop it. So, that's the Jets' winning formula. Now, do I think it'll be enough? It might be. If the Jets don't collapse, they got them. Now, do I still think the Bills are going to win a division? Yeah, they might. They might. But, and I say they might only because the only thing that's keeping the Bills alive is Josh Allen. Okay? That's it. Without Josh Allen, the Bills are not winning the division. Hell, they're not even going to the playoffs. He's the only reason why they're even in contention and winning the division in the first place. Because it's not going to be the Dolphins, and it's less likely to be the Jets only because of history. And we know what the Patriots are right now. I mean, they're on the up and up, but they're not there. You know what I'm saying? So the Bills by default kind of got it because of one guy and one guy alone, and that's their quarterback. He's gonna win. He's gonna will them to wins. But if Josh Allen is out for any significant part of time, you can kiss the Bills' playoff hopes goodbye. I actually think the Jets or Patriots will be the ones to run away with it. That's how bad the Bills are, for real. That's just me. Now, I think they're going to win this game. Talking about the Bills, they can win this game 24-20. I can see that. But if Jets want to upset, they need to hold them. It needs to be 21-14 for them to hold them. Other than that, I can't see it. I can't see it in a situation where the Jets don't give up more than 3 touchdowns. I can't see it, but I would love to be surprised. Okay, Patriots versus Dolphins. This might be in contention for clap cheeks of the week. If anything that happened with that game with the Dolphins, it's going to be no different with this one with, the Patriots coming to town. The Patriots are a much more talented team than the Dolphins. Let's be real here. Besides the receivers, the Patriots got everything that the Dolphins wish they had. They got the better line. They got arguably, in my opinion, they have a wash when it goes to the tight end group. They have the better defense than the Dolphins. Hands down, the better defense. Hell, and I can make a case and say they probably got the better special teams than the Dolphins too. Right now, they got the better quarterback. Drake May knows how to protect the ball. The only thing Drake May don't have is a running back like Achane toting the rock. He has Trayvon Stevenson, who's just as okay. I don't know if he's better than him. I'm honestly gonna call him a wash until I see further notice. But as far as receiving talent go, that goes to the Dolphins in spade. But it ain't gonna mean shit if Tua can't get them the ball. So I think if anything, this might be clap cheeks of the week again. And y'all know I don't usually do back-to-back clap cheeks for a team, but it might have to happen. So we'll see what'll happen. Hopefully Dolphins get their shit together, because right now it ain't looking too hot. Jaguars versus Bengals. Jaguars coming off of a win versus the Panthers. Bengals coming off of a win versus the Browns. I tell you what, right now, if Bengals come out and they play the way that they played versus the Browns, if they try to play like that versus the Jaguars are going to beat them into submission. Crazy enough. Because the Jaguars are more talented than the Browns. Let's not mistake that. They got more on the field compared to the Browns. So let me find out. Joe Burrow once again goes under 150 yards, and Jamar Chase doesn't get any touchdowns and doesn't get 50 yards receiving. Let me find out. We're gonna have a very, very good discussion when it goes to the Browns. When it goes to the Bengals. My bad. Let me find the fuck out. But I expect the Jaguars to win, because I also see it like this. The Jaguars are better offensively than the Browns. Sorry, I had to take a sip. My mouth was getting dry. Everybody hydrate whenever you can. Yeah, like I said, the Jaguars are more talented than the Browns. So, they have... Travis Hunter is going to do something in this game that, look, he's going to make an impact in this game. I don't know who the Jaguars' number 2 receiver is, but whoever he's lined up against, I pray that they're lined up good, because Travis Hunter is going to be against Denzel Ward all game. Unless he's starting to move around and being shifty all fucking game. Travis Hunter is going to get some targets, but not every target, because Denzel Ward's a top corner in this league. I'm sorry, not Denzel Ward, my bad. I'm thinking Browns. Yeah, and other than that, never mind, I take that back. I don't know who the fuck the cornerbacks for the Bengals are. I'm gonna be honest with you. So my bad. Travis Hunter is gonna have a fucking field day. I don't even know who they are. All I know for the Bengals is Trey Hendrickson, and that's it. So Bengals better not think for a second that they're gonna have a similar performance from that Sunday, because it's not gonna go down like that with the Jags. So Jags are gonna win this game if the defense can't guard them, if the defense cannot contain the Jags, they're gonna win this game, and I think they're gonna win this game 24-17. Unless that Bengals offense finally starts to show the fuck up, they're gonna win this game. 49ers versus Saints. 49ers are gonna blow out the Saints. Depending on if Kittle is there, they're gonna blow out the Saints. Yeah, I don't even got much to say. Christian McCaffrey is going to score a touchdown finally. Yeah, they're gonna blow out the Saints, bro. I feel for the Saints. They about to be like in top 5 pick territory. They just have to not fuck it up. Just don't fuck up your pick. That's all I can say. So this might be another clap them cheeks candidate, which is, we got 3 of them already. We have Patriots, Dolphins, Giants, Cowboys, and 49ers and Saints. And this one would be sad as shit, but I kind of expect it. Next, we got Browns and Ravens. I don't know if the Browns got anybody that can cover Derrick Henry, let alone Lamar Jackson. But you want to know what's crazy? I say this, and then I'm reminded. I'm hit with a reminder. Didn't the Ravens lose to the Browns last year? Awesome fuckery. So with this game, I don't know what to expect. I don't know if the Ravens are going to get their act together. And I don't know if the Ravens are going to actually be the team that we expect them to be. If they are, then they should close out this game versus the Browns. If they're not, then I will be looking over my shoulder, because then you got the Browns being like, okay, time to play on Alt Madden and just start scoring on the fucking Ravens for no reason. So if you're the Ravens, you better put belt to ass on this Browns team. Because if you don't, it's not good starting out 0-2. And I don't know what the fuck their next game is. In fact, let's see. What is their next game? Oh, okay, yeah. You definitely should not start 0-2. Because I know the Lions are shaky right now, but even I think the Lions can get them. So, we'll see what'll happen there, but I think right now, man, Ravens, they gotta do better. Bears, Lions, another ex-girlfriend game. but a different way. This ex-girlfriend game consists of a offensive coordinator to commit NFC incest and go over to the Bears. We got Ben Johnson taking on his old team. And I tell you what, if that Lions defense is what we think it is, Caleb Williams is going to have a field day versus this Lions defense. Now, granted, we don't know how good the Bears defense is when they're now about to go up against Gibbs and Montgomery, so we'll find out how they are. But when it goes to as far as Bears offense versus Lions defense, I know Ben Johnson is licking his chops. So we'll see what'll happen there. But man, oh man, I expect Ben Johnson to get revenge. And he's going to win that revenge game 24-20. That's how I see it. 24-20 or 27-20. I expect the Bears to win this game because I'm telling you, this Lions team, they're a shell of what they were. They're not the same team. Broncos versus Colts. Both teams coming off 1-0. Broncos escaped though. But Colts coming off of a belt to ass on the Dolphins. So, this might be a good game. The Manning Bowl, man. If you get my meaning, yes, this is a Manning Bowl. Because Peyton Manning played for both these teams. But I don't know. Who I think is going to win this game? I don't know if the Colts are going to teeter off after that belt to ass. And I don't know if the Broncos are going to stiffen up after that win they had, but they barely won in the way how I see it. Yeah, I see a situation where I think the Colts are probably going to take this, but it's not like Bo Nix can't take it either. Because my thing is, Bo Nix also threw 3 interceptions. He has to do better. And if he doesn't, then, hey, it's the Colts' time to shine, baby. Time to see another Michael Pittman touchdown. So we'll see what will happen. But if I had to take a guess, the score is probably going to be 27. It's probably no, not 27. I'm doing a lot of 20s. I'm gonna do 34-31. I think this is gonna be a high scoring game. I think 34-31 Colts. I think that's how it's all gonna go. Maybe 36-31. I don't know. But that's how I see this going. I see Colts winning this game. Okay, Panthers and Cardinals. I'll be honest. I see Cardinals winning this. Cardinals got too much for the Panthers to cover, and on top of that, I expect Marvin Harrison Jr. to continue his campaign of being a damn good wide receiver. So I see him getting 2 touchdowns in this game, having like 4 or 5 catches. I think it's going to be like a 27-10 game. But we'll see what'll happen. You know what I mean? 27-10. But yeah, I can see a thing. Where it's just Panthers, they're not good enough. It's the same as it was last year. They're just not good enough. They can be better, but they're not going to be better. All right, Eagles versus Chiefs. We do get Jalen Carter back, as I've already stated. And the Chiefs are not the same because they lost Worthy as well. I forgot to cover this during the recap. But they don't have Xavier Worthy for 4 or 5 weeks. So, yeah, that offense is looking mighty sus. So their wide receivers are fucked for heading into this game. All they got is Kelsey. And this time around, we got the wide receiver. Well, we already had the wide receiver, or the linebackers to cover him. But now we got more linebackers to cover Kelsey. So Mahomes is probably going to be running for his life in this game as long as Jalen Carter doesn't spit on another player. Mahomes is not going to have a good time. Now, we'll see how the Eagles' run game is. Because the run game was getting chewed up a bit because of Jalen Carter's absence. We'll see if this continues heading into this game. But if all things go as it should, the Eagles should win this game. I'm going to say 27-20 or 27-21. I think this is going to be one game that is going to be slightly close, but not but it'll be close. It'll be close looking by the score, but the stats won't tell. The score won't tell the whole story with how it all played. So I think the Eagles are gonna go 2-0, and I think Chiefs are gonna go 0-2. But we'll see what'll happen. Falcons versus Vikings. I think the Falcons might actually take this game because of the fact that while the Vikings won this game, they won that game versus the Bears. I think the Falcons, they're going to come out swinging. They're not going to take that loss lightly versus the Bucs. And don't be shocked if Penix ends up showing why they wanted that win. Okay? I also look at it like this. I'll take a look and see how J.J. McCarthy did, but yeah, bro, I just see it. I just see it for the Falcons to win. Now, granted, the Falcons are known for being choke artists. Clearly, as we saw last week. But while that's being the case, it's not like they choke every time. Do they? Do they really? Because I don't think so. But yeah, this is an instance where I see the Falcons taking this game, and I see the Vikings going 1-1 in the season. I think I see it being I'm going to take a guess and say this might be high scoring. I'm going to take a guess. Wild stat. I'm going to take a guess and say this is going to be 34-31 Falcons. Crazy to say, right? Considering what the defense is for the Vikings, but I see it being 34-31. Calling it now. I would love to be wrong, but I see this as a shocker of a game. Bucks versus Texans. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care about this game. And it's only because I know the Bucks are going to win this game. I don't care about score. I legitimately don't care. And I sadly don't because the Texans have yet to learn how to protect their quarterbacks, let alone protect their players. I don't care. Chargers versus Raiders Monday night is a shocker for me. You would think this be flexed. So, Chargers versus Raiders, they're both coming in 1-0. They both have their potential, and it's a rivalry game. I see, you know what? I'm going to hit y'all with a stunner. The Raiders are going to win this game. Raiders are going to win this game. I think they're a way more talented team than the Chiefs are right now. Like, I know the Chiefs got Mahomes and Kelsey, and they got Chris Jones, but, you know, aside from that, they right now don't look the same. I'm talking about the Chiefs. The Raiders, in my opinion, are a team that's looking on the up and up, and they feel like they have nothing to lose. So I see a case where the Raiders is just going to be pulling out all stops for Justin Herbert, and I see them winning this game. I see them winning this game with a score of 24-21. I see this coming down for a game-winning field goal that the Raiders are going to take. Now, Ashton Genty, I think he'll have 60 to 70 yards. Geno Smith, I think him and Brock Bowers are going to connect for a lot of yards. In fact, hell, I see it as a thing where Brock Bowers might have 100 yards again, this time against the Chargers defense. But we'll see what'll happen. We'll see what'll happen. Other than that, I think that might be everything for me to cover. For week 1 and week 2. Okay? So, till then, guys, let me see. I think, is she still streaming? Yes, she is. She is still streaming. So, till then, guys, if anyone has any picks or they have any guesses for who y'all think is going to win what, here's the schedule. Well, I know I'm supposed to do Mass Effect. I'll probably do it on when can I do it? Let me see here, because I did do a lot of talking and I'm tired of talking today. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what? I'll do Mass Effect on Friday. I'll do it then. I'll do it on Friday because I know we got Wednesday booked up with Art and Gravity Rush. So nothing is there besides Lost Judgment. So I'll start at around like 4 or 5 o'clock for more Mass Effect. And then after that, we'll do Lost Judgment. That'll be everything. throughout the rest of this week. In fact, let me go ahead and move it over. So what you'll see. Whoops, not like that. There you go. But yeah, that's everything, guys. Throughout the rest of the week, I hope y'all stay safe. Don't be an ass to your fellow people. Keep yourself safe. Be great. And I know exactly who I'm going to send y'all to. I'm going to send y'all to Winter. She's still streaming. She's streaming that chill game she said she wanted to do. So, till then, guys, y'all treat yourself well. Don't be a dickhead to your fellow people. Be nice to everyone. And I will see you tomorrow for some art. And if I don't see you for art, I'll see you for Gravity Rush. Take care of yourself. Be well. Be nice. Go say hi to Winter. She did the PNG tuber that y'all, see me use today. Well, see me use a lot. I haven't done 3D VTuber in a bit. But yeah, go say hi to her. Later.